Hey guys. Hey Tatiana. Hey Dickie. Hey Dead Twist. I am just waiting because Polo had to do something. I forget what he said real quick, but he said I'll be there in like 5 minutes. So it's like no problem. How's everybody's day going so far? Dead Twist, I appreciate you coming. I know you're usually watching, but I never see you in here. But I was super stoked when Polo said he would was gonna make it. Like my internet is super slow out here. I had to come outside because of last week. The boys kept, they'd come out into the living room and they're like, "Mom, can you?" And I'm like, I mean, technically I don't mind, but have to mute the stream literally every 2 seconds, so it was overwhelming. But I think my homie is here. Hey,
Hey, give me 1 second. I'm trying to get my
how are you?
Bluetooth headphones
Yeah,
hooked up. I
yep,
don't
no
want
problem.
I don't want you guys to hear like an echo.
I don't know why my headphones suck. Like, well, I usually when I try to click my earbuds, maybe it's just because I don't go into the settings and do it.
Right.
Um, I think that's what I need to do. I
Okay,
have to
so
have
it's
like
gonna connect.
Edward or somebody show me how to do that. I'm so bad with technology. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, me too. Hey, let me rejoin. Give me 1 second. Let me
Yeah, no
rejoin.
problem.
It'll
Yep,
take me 1 second, and I'll be right back.
no problem. Hello, beautiful Miss Penny. I texted you this morning. Sorry about the mess, you guys. My hair looks insane right now. I didn't even patriotic. Hey, girl. I was in the middle of trying to finish my hair after my shower, and so you guys kind of got stuck left with this mess. So I'm gonna be me and finish my hair. Hello, Miss Beautiful Chantel. Yeah, I was trying to hurry up. Ask Variety. He'll tell you I am such a last minute. Like we'll get on and he'll be like, "Oh, I'll be backstage or whatever," and I'm like, "All right, cool. I'll see you backstage." um, well, oh, sorry, my shoulder. But while he's backstage and I'm backstage, we just chat from like 12:45 until the stream starts. I will be either doing my hair or, cooking or something. Hey, Jess. Thank you, babe, for coming. Hey, Nat. Hey, PP. Thank you, Dead Twist, for posting that. The man is back.
All right, I'm
How
back. It should be good now.
are you? Are your earbuds? Sorry, I'm fucking fixing my hair. I'm such a last minute. Everybody always shits on my life. Like, you
Yeah,
wait
that's
till
all right. Can you hear me?
yeah, I can hear you good.
Okay,
Can chat
good, good.
here? Can chat here? Polo, fine. Oh, thanks, Dickie. I used to hate my hair. I actually love it now. That I'm older. When I was younger, I got picked on so often. Like they would call me an Oreo because I have a black dad and a white mom. So they'd be like,
Right.
"You're an Oreo," like look at her afro hair. I used
Yeah,
to hear it all.
mine's kind of similar because my dad's native and my mom's white. A little bit less,
Right.
but
Yep.
similar.
I mean, it's like
Definitely.
I feel like as you get older, it makes it easier to like accept your background.
Oh, absolutely.
The shit we get.
Absolutely. People used to get
Kind of,
on me about my ears, man. I mean, I guess I've kind of
yeah,
grown into them, but they're
yeah,
not really big, but they stick out. They stick out.
right.
It's
That's
something. It's
AJ
just something
though.
in my family. Yeah. But as
Yeah.
I get older, it's like, and then I get the tattoos. People are talking about the tattoos,
Oh
and I
yeah,
see,
yeah. They're like, oh my god, you see that? That
Exactly. Actually,
gangster.
I don't get as much of that anymore. I used to. I don't really, or either I don't get as
Right.
much of it or I don't notice it. I don't realize it anymore. Because
Yeah, I think too, like
whenever I first
it's the
started,
time.
yeah, exactly, yeah, times
People,
are definitely,
people
yeah.
progress with the time. They're just
Well,
now they're
I
like,
feel like it only takes a few times of somebody talking to somebody with tattoos and having a decent experience with
yep.
it for them to think totally different about people with tattoos, you know?
Mm-hmm. I mean, and that's like the biggest thing. I like a lot of the problem, like I said when I was younger, is like parents don't they didn't teach their kids acceptance. You know what I mean? To accept everybody as they are. You know what I mean?
Oh, kids are still
Um,
kids are
they
very
mean, right? They mean as
yeah,
hell.
that's why I try to teach my kids like don't start any trouble but defend
Yep.
yourself. Always defend
Yeah.
yourself. Don't let
Yep.
nobody, don't let nobody, you know.
Oh yeah,
That's kind
I'm
of
the same
which
way.
that's kind of how I was raised too, we
Yep.
go to school, don't let nobody pick on you. My mom would
Right.
always tell me to try to avoid it at all
Yep.
costs, but when you can't avoid it no
But if
more,
yeah, exactly. I mean,
children can be cruel
that's
to
like the
women.
biggest thing is, you have to be able to, kind of accept that and teach your kids to accept
Oh,
that.
absolutely.
Even like don't allow them to go around
Right.
and sit on somebody because they're a different skin color or their hair is different, like
Exactly. Exactly. So I want to talk about something real quick before we get into what
sure.
you want to talk about. I did a catch the other day and I'm like I'm always I'm getting back into the groove of things and I'm you know
Right.
speaking with state attorneys on the phone and I'm dealing with police officers and on a regular basis again. So I caught a guy the other day and in the video, he claims that he is a police officer and that he's going to arrest me. Which, to my knowledge, and I even did further research on it, that's a third degree felony. That's a third
Yeah,
degree felony.
impersonating a police officer. Yeah.
And there's even and there's enhancements. There's enhancements to it if you're doing it in the commission of a crime, which depending
Oh,
on
is
what
there?
county or state you're in, they're doing that in the commission of a crime. And
Damn, I didn't know that there's an enhancement for that. Wow. Okay.
right, they have enhancements to it and stuff like that. So this guy, like, he was kind of off of his rocker. That's not an excuse. I think most people would agree that almost, if not everybody that is gonna go after a child is off of their rocker, right? So
Mhm.
the guy was a little bit crazy. I was expecting, and everything with predator catching is situational, right? It's all about whatever cop you get out there.
Right.
So I was expecting, and everything got passed on to detectives. Like I have a case number and everything like that. But I was just almost sickened at the fact that he didn't get arrested for impersonating an officer. Because
Yeah.
I think almost everybody would agree that if the shoe was on the other foot, if I was doing that,
Oh, you'd have
I would have
gone.
gone to jail. I would have been in
Absolutely.
jail. But all you got to
No
do is be a little
questions.
bit crazy to,
Yep.
to not have it and the guy goes in his house, the cops go around his house knocking on doors and windows, da 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 da. The
Yeah.
guy doesn't come out and the cops pull off.
What?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
They like knocked
So
once and was like, okay, you're not answering.
pretty
Peace out.
much,
Like, what the
like a
fuck?
couple minutes of trying to speak with the guy, and two officers showed up. The one officer was actually familiar with the address, so much so that he knew exactly who was in that house and stuff like that. So it was real
Which
weird. It was like
to me
he was
makes
trying
another
he was basically
issue,
trying to
I
write
guess.
it off as yeah, exactly. He was basically trying to write it off as oh this guy's crazy, whatever. Like, but that shouldn't be. I really don't see where officer discretion could be used in
Mm-hmm.
that. Officer discretion would be used in like trying to decide whether to take somebody to jail or not for being pulled over for driving on a suspended license or
Right.
simple possession or something like that. That's where you can
Yep.
use officer discretion. But I've never heard of officer discretion being used in a situation where there's a third degree felony going on.
Right. I was gonna
That's
say,
kind of
I mean,
strange
and at
to me.
that, the guy literally thought he was talking to a fucking child the entire time.
Exactly,
You
exactly.
know,
And
so to
that's one
me,
of the
that in itself promotes a problem. And then the guy wants to pretend he's a cop
exactly,
so he don't get in trouble.
exactly. The
Like
cop,
what
one of
the
the cops
hell?
was like, it would be a different situation if he pulled a badge out. Now I looked that up as well, and that is one of the forms of impersonating a police officer. But you can also verbally impersonate a police officer.
Right.
So
That's like
it's
what
like
do you remember that guy, right? Who used to go around pretending I know somebody in chat knows this guy's name because we've mentioned him before. But he used to go around pretending he was a police officer and he would pretend to arrest people, never showed a badge or nothing, but he would get out of his private car and pull up to people's houses, whatever, behind a car, picking up random chicks and rape them.
on. You said this guy was on YouTube.
I don't know if he was ever on YouTube. It was I seen it
Oh, okay,
in a like there was might have been a movie or whatever, but they did
okay.
like a true crime investigation thing about the
Yeah, I
guy.
watch a lot of that.
And
I definitely watch a lot of true crime. I
I'm like,
definitely.
what the hell? This guy literally every time he'd go to court for impersonating a cop, they're like, oh, continue whatever. Like he never fucking spent time in jail until like the very end. Like how
Exactly.
dumb.
And
Like you're
the
giving this
crazy
dude
thing
another
is,
chance to do that.
right, exactly. Exactly. That's what's going on here. This guy that I confronted the other day, 2 days ago, he he's like a repeat offender. Like he's been arrested several times for other things, but impersonating a cop or trying to meet up with a child is another thing. Which is
That's
definitely there's something odd about Marion County, which is the county that I've been doing my catches in.
yep.
Because I have an open case on a guy right now for having child porn on his phone and things like that. But
Yeah.
in the same county, they say that catchers create, and I'm not the only catcher around here anymore. You guys know
Right.
that.
Yep. Yep.
They say that catchers are tying their hands because there's not an actual 15-year-old or 13 or a minor involved. There's not an actual child
Right.
involved. So
Right.
you're telling me you can have preventative measures and somebody can be sent to jail for drugs without even having drugs on them for
Yep.
conspiracy? Just
Yep.
the idea that they might have had drugs on them at some point or another. They can
Yep.
be sent to prison for that. But
It's
somebody can sit and talk to who they think is a child. They don't think it's anything else. They
no.
might have the assumption that it could be the police or something, but they're
Hmm.
talking to who they believe is a child. And then not only
Hmm.
that, but then meeting up. Like
Right. Exactly. I
it's
mean, that's
crazy. I think it's an old school law that definitely needs to change. But something that
yep.
I found weird is even though I was gone for a period of
Yeah.
time and there's more catches around here, the state
Hmm.
attorney knew just who I was. Like
Right.
she was like, "Did you have a meeting with detectives 2 years ago?" And I was like, "Yeah, roughly 2 years ago." Because
Yep.
whenever
Like,
I first started, it was like I
yep.
was the first catcher in Florida, pretty much. I don't
Right.
if there was any others,
I
I
think
don't
you were
know.
though. Yeah.
Forgive
I'm
me,
pretty
but
sure you were.
right, but I put the first video I put up out. They showed up to my house, and then
Hmm.
they wanted to like work with me. They even like they brought me in,
Right.
had me sign all this paperwork and stuff, and then they spoke with state attorneys, and the state attorneys
Yep.
said no go, no go because it was taboo back then. They said no go, it's a liability, blah blah blah,
Yeah. It really
and
was.
their whole tune changed. Their whole tune changed. They said you could be
Yep.
hindering an investigation. You could be doing this. You could be doing that. When whenever I first sat down to have a
Wow.
conversation with them, they invited me to the police department. They didn't even know how I was catching these guys. They didn't even know how that I was catching these guys.
Really?
They
They're like,
didn't
oh,
know
teach
how.
me your ways.
Right. They were like, "How are
Right.
you doing this? What?
Yeah.
How is this happening?" Like
Yep.
they didn't know. And still to
Right.
this day, there might be
Yep.
other decoy accounts on these apps around here and stuff like that, but there's not that many of them. They don't. I don't
Right.
know. It's just very confusing. How I don't
Yeah,
know.
and
It's just
I don't think, to be honest, I don't think that many catchers have like the patience or are willing maybe to sit down with them, and
yeah.
explain to them what they're doing, how
Well,
they go
even
about
whenever
it,
you
you know.
right. Well, I sat down and spoke with them like that because we had several meetings. We were
Mhm.
planning on working together. But it's like the
Right.
energy is mixed. It depends on who you talk to in Marion County with the police.
Yeah.
And it's
Yep.
like around here, a title is what gives you knowledge. Somebody's title, like detective or something, does not impress me. They just don't impress me because I've seen several instances where a detective doesn't know anything about the law. And I'm not saying
Right.
I'm a genius about the law.
No,
There's a
but
lot that I
yeah.
don't know. But
Yep.
I'm just saying that to say that a title doesn't mean anything. There's several
Yep.
cops going around here that don't know anything about the law. They don't.
Right. And I don't. I think a lot of them, they pretend as if they know. You know what I mean? Like they come at you
Right, and they
sideways.
pick and
Like you
choose
you
who
don't
they
know what you're
want.
talking
They
about.
use
You
selective
know.
law enforcement. They use selective
Right.
law enforcement, which is what happened
Yeah.
in that case, where a guy is impersonating a cop. Not only
Yep.
impersonating a cop, but saying he's going to arrest somebody, and he gets to go in his house and
Mhm.
pretend like he's sleeping. You know,
Right.
it's
It's so
wrong.
messed up. It's like, I mean, I wish to God that they would allow like each county that has a catcher to sit down and have a discussion with the entire department. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's
Yeah,
get an
well,
understanding, like,
you gotta
so
get
y'all
the
can
you gotta get
stay.
the police. You gotta get the police, and not on a lot of the police accept us. But you
Right.
got to get the higher ups to accept the fact that the community wants to do something about this.
Yep.
You know,
Yep.
you got to get the higher ups because that's where it starts. I sat around a table with about 10 detectives, and I was the only citizen in there. And
Right.
at least half of them looked at me like I was completely stupid. You know,
Right.
like you know what I mean? Like, oh, who is this guy in here trying to da 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 da? A
Oh,
lot
yeah.
of them, you got to get them to stop looking at it like you're pretending to be a cop. You got to
Right.
get them
Like,
to
I'm
stop
not
it
trying to step
because a
on your
lot of them are
toes.
like, no,
Yeah.
I'm the cop,
Yeah.
and it's not that
Yeah.
case at all. But whenever you have an incident where you come in contact with a predator that pretends to be a cop, there's no issue. It's okay.
Yeah.
He's just a little bit
Yep.
crazy, guys. That's all.
Yep.
He's just a little bit
And it's
crazy.
messed up because a lot of them do look at it as, like they're having their toes stepped on. Like nobody's trying to step on your toes. Like, you know what I mean? Like you have a lot of red tape that I
No,
don't have.
I
So like
I
I would
know
much
for
rather not be
exactly.
you, but it's like,
Exactly.
I just think to have them on the same page, to have that understanding, that they ain't gonna come up to you and be like, like the other night they freaking arrested Musa. Like I could tell. Okay, first of all, this is the same place poor Musa had an issue before, and he wasn't gonna call the cops, but the dude tested him and was like, "I'm not gonna call whatever." He was like picking up his stuff, and he's like, "Let's go." He's like, "I'm going to jail, right?" And Musa's like, "Well, now I gotta call him," you know. Um,
Yeah, and then he got
so
arrested.
yeah, you could tell the cops were being assholes. Like, I mean, they
Oh
just
yeah, these
straight up,
cops the other day approached me like
right.
assholes.
So
You
we're all
know,
in the chat. We're like, yo, we feel like these
what did he
cops
get
are going to turn
arrested
on
for?
Musa a false alarm, creating false alarm. Now, when he called the police, right, he straight up said there is no real minor involved. Like he was pretending to be the minor. He told them flat out, there is
Creating
no
false
real,
alarm.
yeah. So he's like, I mean, his phone ended up
It's
dying or
not
whatever.
false alarm. It's not false
It's
alarm. But
no,
that's so
and
crazy.
especially when he specified there was no real minor, right?
Yeah, no, I want
With
the
the
police to
operator.
come out here and talk with this guy and look at the
Right.
situation.
Like I just need somebody to come take this report. Now, mind
And
you,
see, that's where
they took Musa, like he went to the police department willing, they let him fill out all the police reports and all that shit. I spoke to him 3 times on his watch because his phone was dead. He called me. He's like, I know you've been worrying. I'm just letting you know I'm good. Don't, whatever. He's like, nah, they turned out to be cool. I'm like, we literally all thought the cops were gonna arrest you for
so he
freaking
didn't get
hungry.
booked. He didn't get booked,
Oh, they
or
did. Yeah. They waited till he filled everything out, Polo. He did
they played
everything
buddy buddy with him and then
when
booked
they
him.
arrested the Pred. Yep. Then when they arrested the Pred, they arrested Musa at the
Now
same time.
I'll tell you one thing.
I was like,
There was probably a whole bunch of phone calls made with that, and the higher ups
yeah,
might have,
yep,
you know what I'm saying? Because a lot of
yep.
cases, this is what I see. Whenever cops come out to situations like this, they're on the phone 90% of the time talking to their sergeants because most of them don't know how
Well,
to
it was the
handle it. First
sergeant
of
who
all,
came out. The sergeant, one of the sergeants, she was the one that came out with another
oh my
cop.
Oh my God.
But Musa had already had an issue there before, and he's got lawsuits with them because last time
Well,
they
he
took
he
him
could potentially have a
for
lawsuit with
calling
them as well.
911 under false pretenses or something. It was stupid.
And where is it? Where what part of the country?
In East Orange, New Jersey.
Oh, okay. That's
So
crazy.
I
That's
told him, I
crazy.
said,
See,
I wish you wouldn't do catches there no more, but if you gonna, don't be calling the cops. I don't care what the fuck
well, see,
chat
that's what
says.
happens when you're passionate about
You
something. You
know?
just keep doing
Yeah,
it. That's
yeah,
all through time. There's been people that take a stand and suffer the consequence for it, and that's just
yep,
what it is. You know,
yeah.
when
I
you're passionate about something, you take a stand, jail or not.
right. Yeah, I
You
mean, and
know.
that's what he said. He's like, I'm just gonna tell my lawyer because it's the same freaking area. He's like, I'm not gonna give up.
I mean, that's
Like all
that's
they're
what
doing
a
is giving me
simple
more fire
misdemeanor.
on my
That's a
ass to keep
misdemeanor charge,
going. And
right?
yeah,
That would
yeah,
yeah, okay. See, but that's crazy too because whenever the cops pulled up to this last catch that I did, um, they they were actually responding to his call. He called whenever I called. I guess telling him I was threatening him and stuff like that. In the video, he's like, "You threatened to kill me 18 times." I couldn't help but laugh. I couldn't
yeah.
help but laugh. The guy told me
It's so,
that he was off of
it's
his
so
rocker, but you
right.
know,
Yeah, but it's like it don't mean, it's like when people say, "Oh, they're
be held to the same
mentally
standard.
handicapped." It's like, but if they know what they're
That's
doing,
selective law enforcement. He can be
right.
arrested for possession and things like that because he had a record. He's been arrested for these other things,
Yep.
but when he commits a third
I mean,
degree
it's
felony. But I
yeah.
don't know. Anyways, I don't want to keep talking about that because I'll babble about it because I've been thinking about. I'm working on the editing on the video today, and it's like some parts of it are just bothering me.
Oh,
But
really? Good. That'll be dope. I
yeah,
can't wait.
it'll be out in a few days for sure.
Yep. I can't wait to
But
see
see,
it.
like
That's
how
good.
you're talking about with making like the cops and stuff,
Yep.
getting an agreement there. That's where it's very important for supporters and things like that to share the content, like the content. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And the only reason I say
Yep.
like is because that helps the algorithm for more exposure. And the more
Right.
exposure, the more people are seeing this, the more less taboo it is. You know what I
Yep.
mean? The more likely that they're gonna start accepting it.
Right.
Because it's already came a long way. It's already came such a long way
Right.
from where it was. It really has.
Oh yeah, they really have. I mean, it's insane. I mean, and
So
now too,
many,
they have it
just more
set where
catchers and stuff, Huh?
yeah. I mean, they have it where like there are some police departments that are actually willing to work with catchers.
Oh,
Like
a lot
luckily
of them.
Jay
I
called the
think.
police at his last catch, and luckily the cop that like had stayed in touch with him was one of the cop. He showed up, the
Oh yeah,
detective,
that's
and he was
nice.
like,
It's
"Hey," he's
definitely
like,
nice to have a couple of them. As that's why I
yeah,
always try to be respectful. But see, that's the
yeah,
ironic thing. Like I was saying, I'm working with police in one city, same county, just
mm-hmm,
over, but then you go over to the bigger city and it's like, it's a whole nother story. And I've heard that
oh
out
yeah,
of all of the catchers around here. Nobody has no I
yep,
think I'm the only catcher, low key, that has gotten an arrest
mm-hmm.
in Bellevue. I think I'm the only one, Bellevue or Marion County at all.
Yeah,
I
probably
think
because I don't
the
think
only
I
one.
ever heard Bellevue
They're not
except for
willing
from
to
you.
work. They're not willing to work.
No,
They're just not willing to
nope,
work.
and it's messed up because it's like I mean, if they were all on the same page, it would be
It's
a hell of a lot
resentment. It's
easier for
resentment.
everyone involved.
It's just like
For the
it's
police
just like,
department and
hey,
the
I want
catchers.
to take credit for this, right? It's like they want if there's anything that happens, you're not a cop, I'm a cop, I'm gonna take care of this. But in reality,
Right.
I'm not taking care of this. I'm not doing anything about it. But if something does
Yep.
get done, I want to be the big bad sheriff that's standing up at the podium with pictures of all these guys saying
Looking
I
good.
taking all.
Exactly. Yeah. Like I want to
Yeah,
be the
when in
face of
reality,
this.
that's not what matters. That's why I stay behind the camera whenever I'm catching predators. Unless I do like a little video that I put into the
Right.
video. But that's not what matters. Being
Yeah.
the showboating sheriff of the town, who in reality probably didn't do any of the work that went into catching those guys. It's just, it is what it is though. But
Right.
there's resentment a
Yep.
little bit probably on both sides. There's resentment on the catcher side from dealing with so many
Yep.
bitter police officers. But at the end of the day,
Right. I
if you're
mean,
passionate about it, you just got to keep going.
yep. I mean, and it does suck, but it's like, it gives, a lot of the catchers say the same thing, that it gives them more drive to continue to do it because, some of them have been through these situations and nobody does anything. You know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
I know for me, even as a victim, like the one time I went to report, even it's like the police look at you like, like you're the problem,
Whenever you what like you reported your
when
abuse.
yeah, when I reported one of my situations, it's like when I was in high school, I was, I people asked me, like my mom and whatever, like, go, report it. And, I finally reported it. It was like 2 days later or whatever, Um, but it's like I go in there and they're literally like, gawking me. I mean, there was cameras in the hallways at the school and stuff. So like they were able to see, but still I felt like I did something wrong. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
I think
exactly.
police have a lot of work to do when it comes to sensitivity training and shit, or understanding,
Oh, yeah.
like just because you're
Absolutely.
a cop and you got a badge doesn't mean you're the big bad everything. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, ultimately,
Yeah,
like
exactly.
police departments reacting the way that they are is half why even victims don't want to come forward. Um, I actually ended up giving up
It's
on
already
that.
hard enough.
Yeah, I ended up giving up on that report because I was harassed in school, a lot. Like there was a girl who was in my class and she was pregnant with his kid and she's like, now you're going to make my kid grow up without a father. Like, I felt fucking bad. I felt like I was doing something wrong, you
Yeah,
know?
but you weren't though. You weren't doing nothing wrong. Is a lot of times whenever you're
Right.
a victim of sexual abuse, you feel like that just in general, like, oh, it's my fault. Why? You don't know why. You're trying to put all everything together.
Yep.
It have like I was a victim so young that I didn't. I don't know why I chose to deal with it the way I did, but I
Hmm.
just shut down. I didn't tell
Right.
nobody. I never told nobody until my 20s. Whenever I told my wife,
Hmm.
nobody ever knew about that I had been through that.
Yep.
I didn't have anybody to go to, because whenever I was victimized or abused, or I don't even like using that word, like victim. I
Right.
hate using that word,
Hmm. I
but
usually just say
whenever
assaulted because it's like it feels weird to say a certain word.
Well, see, it happened to me between the ages of 3 to 6, 3 to 6.
Wow.
So it was like and my dad died whenever I was 2 years old. So it was like a very vulnerable time in my life. Obviously I'm a little small child. Like I
Yeah.
have kids now, and my oldest. I don't even like saying their ages because of
Right. Yep.
people on YouTube, but
Yeah.
I got
Trust
I
me.
got kids and stuff, so it's like it's just I don't know, it's crazy. Um, my dad died whenever I was two, so like when them turned into it was like a very
Hmm.
like pivotal moment. It was like
Yep.
I made it to them being 2 years old. We're good now. Like I'm gonna be here.
You're
I'm
more
good. Like
alert. Like, I ain't gonna let no harm come to you. It's like,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
I
exactly,
was like that
exactly.
with my girls at 13 because of my situation too. So I get it.
Yeah, yeah. And I mean, and I think the fact that, going through stuff like that whenever I was that young and
Hmm.
vulnerability it was the major part of it, right? So it
Right.
made me never want to be vulnerable again. It made
Yep.
me hard. You know what I'm saying? It toughened me up, made me bitter. Like
Yep.
it made me act out. You know,
Hmm.
uh, I think because this stuff is happening from my family, so
Yep.
now I can't talk to my family no more.
Right.
I can't have that connection with my family, and it really has affected me up until my adulthood, to where now, and I think kind of like admitting, okay, I have been through this and I'm moving past it. I think
Yep.
that is helping me heal, like to where
Yes.
now I can finally, and I still have issues with it. I shut down a lot.
Yep. Right.
But whenever I shut down, I just get real reclusive. Um,
Yes.
but I'm finally getting to the point where I can have a relationship with my wife and stuff, and my
Yep.
kids and all that. Like it's not
You're not as
It's
guarded.
just like a block wall. Right, exactly,
Hmm.
right. I finally starting to be where I can be comfortable, but I still get in my modes to where there's, I can very quickly revert right back, into, depression and stuff like that. And I think that it's because I never did tell nobody. I just dealt with it. I chose to deal with it, and just by
Yep.
myself, not really even deal with it, not just
I was
really
gonna
try to
say, yeah, I numbed
make it
the
seem
hell
like
out
it
of
didn't
myself.
happen.
Yep.
Right, just not deal with
You
it for
stuff
as
it.
long as
I mean,
possible.
it's yeah, you're stuffing whatever whatever memories you had of it, as far as
Right.
possible. Like I said, when I was telling my story the first time to JDQ, I bounced around so much, like I thought I was
Yeah,
going
I
to
probably
start
do
from
that too.
like, okay, I was 13 and I was sexually assaulted by a man basically called my uncle, right next to my
Yeah.
cousin. He sexually assaulted the both of us, you know what I mean? And I thought I was going to start from that point and end at where I am today. And no, I like went to, that into my addiction and then
Well,
back to
it
Wayne
just
had
comes
up
out.
before
It
that.
just
And
comes out when you talk about it. It just
yeah,
comes out
yeah,
whenever you talk about it.
yeah,
And I mean, I think really like the fact that, I mean, you said you went to go try to tell somebody about what you had been through. I think that was very like strong for real, because
mm,
I wasn't even able to admit that it had happened. I just wanted to be normal so bad, that I was
right.
like, I was realizing from a very young age, like, this is affecting me, but
Mm-hmm.
I still just got to deal with it, and from 3 to 6, like, so I'm like 6, 7, 8 years old dealing with the signs that I now know are PTSD. I was
Yeah,
having PTSD back then. And I don't like talking about it. The reason why I don't talk about it too much is because whenever you talk about your trauma or things that you've been through, a lot of people in the back of their head like, oh, he's just trying to do like a pity party. But I don't feel
right.
pity for myself. In a way, it made me who I am today. I don't feel pity because, it made me be very protective over my children. You know,
Yep,
it did
yep,
it affected me negatively in my juvenile years, to where I was acting out and things like that. But now it was just a short period of time, really, you know. And I still
yeah,
deal
yep,
with the effects of it, in my adult life. But I'm able to kind of, you know, to deal with it better. And the ways that I do that
right.
it does affect me negatively is dealing with things alone, being inside my head, PTSD. I have PTSD. I go through manic episodes sometimes whenever I get upset. Not as much anymore, and it's definitely, you know, my kids made it a lot better for me because they taught me patience, really. Like,
Mm-hmm.
and I mean, don't get me wrong. I get on my kids' ass and stuff when they're bad and things
I was
like
gonna
that.
say
But
I do too. Yeah, yeah,
I dealt with more. I dealt with more than just sexual abuse as a child. Like,
yeah.
granted, my mom was a single mother, so it was always this stern hand thing. But it turned into like, it was just bad. It was also physical abuse and stuff going on too.
Right,
So I don't I and I'm not against people who do spank their children, but I just don't spank
right.
my children because of
I
that.
don't either.
Because it's
Yeah.
like I dealt with that very badly. I'm not talking about just a normal ass whipping with a
Mm-hmm.
belt or a switch or anything like that.
Right.
I'm talking about like abuse. And
Yep.
but I've learned how to deal with it though, and it really
I think it
just
makes you a better father though too. You know what I mean? Because you know what
It
you
really
don't want
did,
for your
because
kid.
I told myself from a very long time ago that I'm not going to be like this. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I and it's something that I'm working on, but I don't have a
Right.
relationship with my mother. I really don't. I don't have a relationship with any of my family, and I think that
Yeah.
it has a lot to do with everything combined, like the
Yeah.
sexual
Yeah.
abuse, because it happened on both sides of my family.
Yeah.
My dad died, and then I was sexually abused by people on my dad's side of the family and my mom's side of the family. So it was like
Mm.
at this at the age of from 3 to 6, I'm like, what the heck is going on? You
Right.
know, you know,
You
this
got to
be the
fight
only
with
time I
is
say
this
it. But
normalcy
my
or,
daughter is 5 years old right now. My daughter's
yeah,
5 years old, and she
yeah.
doesn't know what anything is, and I'm so happy
Hmm.
about that. She doesn't
Right. I
know
was
what
just gonna
nothing
say,
is.
yeah.
Think
Yep.
about what is the normal 3 to 6 year old doing? Coloring in a color book, watching cartoons, eating food and stuff. It's like such a short period of my time of my life really
Right.
affecting me with everything from then on, and I've just now been
Right.
able to start dealing with it.
Yeah. It's good though that you are, you know what I mean? Because when I was sexually assaulted at 13, by my uncle Stevie, it was like I think my cousin Tamara told my aunt called the
You're breaking up for me. I don't know if you're breaking up for chat.
police and I not
Hey,
have it in me, you know. Oh, I'm like maybe if
I
I
think you're losing service
move,
a little bit.
but I
Hey, you're losing service.
didn't bother.
You're losing service. I can't hear you. Your service. I can't hear you. What's up, chat? Like, thank you, Patriot Kid. I'm gonna
Okay,
start going live on my
is this
channel very soon.
way
Hey, you
better?
were breaking up. I couldn't hear you. Chat. I don't think chat could hear you. I can't
Can
hear
you
you.
see me better yet?
Yeah, you're. It's getting better now. I can hear you. Hello. I can hear you now.
Hold, hold on. Hold on.
Okay. Take your time.
Okay. Just tell me when you.
Yeah, I could see. Yeah, I don't know. It's going back and forth.
You let me know when you can hear me.
All right, it keeps going back and forth. You're cutting in and out. All right, I think you're back now. I don't know.
Okay. I was gonna say I kind of tried to like walk closer to my house.
I could definitely hear you better now. Yeah, you're back now. You're good.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know why sometimes up at the picnic table it will cut off and on me. So I figured I'll
Yeah,
just walk back and sit by the backyard.
yeah, exactly. I have to sit out in front of my house whenever I go live. I'm gonna start
Right.
doing lives on my channel again. My editor's been trying to get me to do lives on my channel. I've just been taking it slow.
Yeah, I
Um,
think we would all like that, to be honest.
Yeah, I've just been
Yeah.
I've been taking it slow, trying to ease my way into it. And plus, I'm dealing with real life things from these catches as well, like
Right.
arrests, talking, sending things to state attorney, stuff like that. And see, I'm the type
Yep.
of person, I love the exposure and stuff like that. Uh, but if the police department or anything like that approached me and was like, hey, you can actually work with us doing this stuff, but we have to
Right.
cut it off YouTube, like, and
Yep.
we'll get the rest. Then I would more than likely go that route. because I'm very
Right.
passionate. I want actual, you know what I'm saying? I want results. I want these guys
Yeah,
arrested.
exactly.
And,
I mean, and a lot of them do. It just sucks that, the police departments don't really want to work with them.
right. And
Um,
I think honestly, I'm not sure 110%, but I think I'm the first person to actually work with the state attorneys in Marion County, which is the
yeah.
county that I do catches in and stuff recently. So it might make a difference, you know. She's real respectful and things like that, but that doesn't mean anything. Um,
Oh, good.
but I hope that it makes a difference. I really
Yeah,
do, and I hope we get a
I think it
conviction.
will.
My
I think
thought
it
is
will.
that he's not even gonna take it to trial. He probably won't even take it to trial, because
Right.
he's busted cut and dry. They're using the video as evidence.
Mm-hmm.
Um, all the communication. He basically admitted to the cops that what he had did. He got
Right.
himself arrested pretty much.
That sucks for him. I love it when they call the cops on themselves. That shit cracks me up.
Oh yeah, that's happened several times. That
Yeah.
happened the other day, and I'm telling the cops, I'm like, it's weird how he calls the cops saying that I'm threatening him and stuff, but he won't even come out of the house whenever you guys get here. The good
Right.
guys get here and he won't come out.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh no, I
They're
can't
like,
wait
no,
to
no,
put this
no.
video out. It's a crazy video, it really is.
I'm so
I'm gonna try.
excited. So what, probably tomorrow,
Yeah.
you said?
I'm gonna try and get it out as soon as
Yeah.
possible. I'm trying to get
That'll be great.
my editor's wheels turning, and we'll get it
Right.
out there.
I know I
Um,
was all pumping myself up doing Jay's thumbnails because I'm like, they've been coming out boss as hell. I was just learning it. And Jay was like, yeah, he was like, I'll let you do a couple of thumbnails for me. So I was like, sweet. So I did a couple and now I'm always like, let me do it. Let me do this.
Yeah, I enjoy. Honestly, it's less stressful whenever I edit my own stuff and do my own
Right.
stuff. But I like my editor's a cool dude. He's one of my good friends in real life. So you know what I'm saying. I just let him do it. It's definitely
Right.
less stressful whenever I just go ahead and take care of it. But he does
Yep.
it
Yeah,
because
exactly.
YouTube is so important because it shows that this terrible behavior exists. Exactly, patriotic act. That is 110% a fact.
It is.
It
Yeah.
exists all throughout the police. That's why I said in the beginning, like, somebody's title does not show me their intelligence. You know,
No.
just because somebody's called detective does not mean that they're not intelligent or sick, nasty person that's gonna get caught like a
Right.
predator.
Yeah.
It
Yep.
doesn't mean anything. We're
Nope.
proved time and time again that these titles mean nothing. We are
Right.
proved
And
to again and again. How many
exactly.
times I cannot tell you how many times that I've seen cops get they have to they're getting in trouble for lying on police reports. They don't know they're arresting people
Yep.
for false arrest. You know what I mean, for stuff that they shouldn't have
Right.
been arrested for. And then they're
Yeah,
choosing
exactly.
not to arrest people that should be arrested. It just doesn't
Yeah,
make
and
sense.
it doesn't at all. I mean,
That's not okay.
it sucks that they, have genuinely made it seem like it's a pick and choose kind of thing. Like,
It's
and
selective
y'all end up
law
picking
enforcement.
the wrong ones. Like, this dude may not have gotten severely dirty in chats, but then the next dude who was grimy and wanted to put this kid in a cage and, train this child to be like their pet. You're like,
Oh
okay,
yeah,
we'll get to you in court. Like, what was that?
this last guy that I was talking the last guy I had communication with,
Yep.
he was disgusting. The police officers they didn't even want to read the chat. But
Right.
yet in Marion County,
But
they
they read it.
you're tying their hands because there's no actual child involved.
Right. And that I hate that they say that. Like, oh, there's no real
It
child.
doesn't
It
matter.
could be a child
What
next
they're
time.
right. What they're
Like,
basically saying, yeah, what they're basically saying is we're not gonna do anything until we find a child in a dumpster somewhere. That's what they're saying.
exactly. Yeah.
That's what
And
they're
it's
saying. We only act whenever things are actually happening. But we'll lock somebody up for 50 years just because we think they might be running a criminal organization. I
right.
don't know.
Yes. Yeah. It's like,
I
yeah,
don't.
it is. It's so ass backwards. It's like ridiculous. We were
Exactly.
saying that the other day. That should just suck so bad. And some of the times the cops don't want to read the chats. They're like so disgusted within the first, 3 or 4 sentences. They're like, "Nah, I'm good. I get it. We got enough." Like, but you're gonna let him drive away,
Right.
or oh, you're
Yeah,
gonna give him
exactly.
less charge than like come on, dude.
I'm telling you, I'm excited to see what happens with this guy that I'm working with state attorneys right now with.
Yep,
I'm excited. I got to email the state attorneys the communication that I had with him. They already
yep,
have his phone, so I don't see why they need that from me. But I'm gonna give them what they need. I'll probably
yep.
they told me I'll probably have to do a deposition, might have to testify. But like I said, I'm willing to do all that stuff, man. I'm just excited to see what happens. I'll definitely keep everybody updated though.
Yeah, I was
I
gonna
hope he
say
gets some
definitely
years in
for
prison.
sure. I hope
Yeah,
so
she said
too.
they're definitely going for prison time. She said they're
Oh,
definitely
good.
gonna try and get prison time, and he'll definitely have to register as a sexual offender.
Yep. Yeah, I think Jay got one guy. The most he got was like 5 years or whatever. But it's like it's a step in the right direction.
Hey,
I mean, I
5 years
wish
is
it was more.
decent. It's not long.
But
5 years
no,
isn't
but
long,
it's
but it's
it's a step.
something.
Yeah,
It's
it is.
something.
It's a step.
And
So
then they'll either get out and do it again and go right back because they'll be a registered sex offender now. So,
hmm
like, if we were to catch, if there's been several instances to where I've done a catch and they ask if they're already registered sex offenders. So if we were to
right.
do catches on actual already registered sex offenders, we could figure that
hmm
out. We could get probably a lot more arrests.
Oh yeah,
Um,
absolutely. I think without a
there are
doubt.
ways to go about it. There's definitely ways to go about it, but then you kind of look, even though we aren't police officers and things like that, you're kind of looking at, is the case going to stand up in court? Because
Right.
you're kind of looking at it at a certain way if you target them.
Yep.
I don't. I just try to keep it as good as possible. Probably, I guarantee you, my communication looks a lot better than some of these officers' communication. That you have to
Oh
be an officer to do this, though. You have
yeah.
to. You have to.
Yeah. Right. Like, like, what do I need a badge for? I know how to talk. Jesus.
Right. And my
You
answer
know.
to them is, I mean, I probably would if you guys wouldn't discriminate so much,
Mhm.
and I'll probably make a
Yep.
damn good cop.
Right,
You know,
exactly.
I would
Yep.
probably make a
Like I
damn
said
good
to
cop.
you last week, I mean, to be honest, if I'm, talking to a cop, I'd be much more comfortable talking to a cop like you who's, you're well spoken, but you look normal. To me, it's not, you know what I mean? The
Yeah,
other cops that
it's
come in that
less.
they're like,
Yeah, exactly.
like stuck up and they're like, I
It's
know the
odd
law.
to say, but in the police form, it's almost less intimidating. Like,
Mm-hmm.
to some people, as I am right now, it's a little bit intimidating to some people. Sometimes I don't see why, but as
Right.
a police form, it's a little bit less intimidating. Like, okay, like this guy can't be an asshole. Like,
Right.
he's got tattoos. He can't be. He's not gonna
Right.
fucking.
Like he's probably more laid back, Other people are like, yeah, this guy's a dick. I can already tell. It's like, well, thank you.
Oh yeah, whenever I was
Yeah.
doing this catch the other day, listening to his call. And
Yep.
whenever they pulled up, the cop like
Yep. I think you're breaking up, Polo. Can you guys in chat hear me? I don't know if it's just Polo's thing messing up. Oh, okay. Thank you, Dead Twist. I was like, oh man, I was like, is mine frozen? Um, yeah, I guess that's the problems we guess that's the problems that we have with using the, service by our house. He's probably just gonna hop back in. Um, but yeah, I'm definitely glad that he's, able to sit and meet with the uh police and shit in his county. Makes it a hell of a lot easier. Oh, I pressed the chat button, not the guest. Gotcha. You back. I was
I'm
like, oh,
back
I said,
now.
guys, can you hear me or is just Polo frozen or what?
Yeah, okay. I thought we were both. The screen went black.
Yeah. Yeah, they were like, no, just
Um,
Polo was frozen. I'm like, all right, I would have moved again if I had to.
so I'm definitely gonna start doing lives on my channel. I haven't gone live on my channel yet. I've just been dropping catches. Like I say, I'm taking
Yeah.
it slow, but I'm about to start going heavy with building the channel back up, getting the wheels rolling again. I'm doing it myself,
Yeah. I mean, and that makes it
so
tough.
yeah. Sometimes,
Yeah.
I mean, regardless, I have a good community, like a good community support, locally. But
Right.
we'll get it going, man. This is something I'm passionate about, and
Yeah. Yeah.
it is
I
what it
mean, if people
is.
can't see that either after, you taking your break and coming back in here, then they got a really problem,
Exactly.
you know?
Exactly. And you know what? I could have came back up under Predator Poacher Central Florida, but I just wanted to do a whole new
Yeah.
start. And I know that may affect things in some way because of me changing the
Right.
channel name to PredatorCaught. That's perfectly
Yeah.
fine with me. That's okay.
Right.
I'm basically treating this channel as if I'm starting back over from zero. And
Right.
it takes a while. Usually after being gone off of a channel for several years, 2 years, channel is dead. There's no more. It's
Right.
just done. But
Yep.
I'm slowly getting back into the algorithm. We're
Mhm.
slowly getting it back working up under a new channel name. So it is what it
Yeah.
is, and we'll get it back rolling.
Yeah, and
Absolutely.
last week we made sure, well, I made sure I put you on I tagged your channel name on my community post and stuff. So
Yeah, I
a lot of
definitely
people were like,
need
"Thank
as much
you." They
of
like
that
our
type of
stuff.
support as possible.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yep.
I definitely need that type of support. Absolutely.
Yep.
And I appreciate
Thank you,
that for
Deadfoot.
sure. For sure.
But
And like I say,
yeah.
I'm gonna start going live on my channel again. It's all about just letting people know, cause a lot of people know who I am, but
Right.
I'm back under a new channel name. You know what I
Yep.
mean? So it changes things a little bit. But
Mhm.
everybody knows, everybody knows who I am. Whenever I get on
Right.
any type of live, anybody's live, everybody knows who Polo is. Polo, you totally impressed me with your plan. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Mhm.
Get to work again for a catch. You have a
That's
place to stay.
so
I
sweet,
appreciate
Penny.
that.
I love Penny. She's
Absolutely.
super sweet.
I'm definitely gonna start traveling. I am gonna start traveling and
Yeah.
do catches very soon. I
Yep.
just want to get the channel, like I say, back up and running to a nice, you know what I mean? Back up
Yeah.
to where we can get,
Yep.
moving around, going to different states and doing things like that. Right now, I'm kind of just, I'm starting out like how I did last time. I'm busting it
Right.
out in my community, and we're definitely gonna travel because there's a lot of states that it's way easier to get convictions in. Um,
Right.
and
Yeah, I
I
think
don't
it's better
travel.
to like start in your area. I think you're doing it the right way. You know.
Exactly. Right. And when I do travel, it'll just be me and my cameraman. Like I don't,
Right.
I don't. It's a lot. Catching is a huge liability in my opinion. It is,
Yeah.
and you
It
have
is.
to accept that in order to do it.
Yep.
But hey,
Yep.
so is being a cop. So is going outside every single day.
Right.
Anything could happen
Yep.
at any point in time.
Yep.
You can't even
Exactly.
go to
I
school
mean,
and be safe now. So it's
I know. That's so true.
you
I
can't.
mean, that's how J and FM been saying too. Like they just, it's a lot
Polo is gonna be
easier.
back with a bang. Thank you, Kodiak. I appreciate that. I need that. I need that positive support. I appreciate
Yeah.
you.
Yep. You too, Blaze. Thank you for popping in, bud. That happened to me with the first POS I confronted when the POS came. Oh, when the cops came. I'm like, when the cops. Okay, when the cops came, he handed me the phone back after 2 minutes and said, "Disgusting. I'm done reading those." Yeah, I bet. I mean, because they don't want to have to listen to it. I feel like half the time they don't understand what kind of talking goes into this, and they
Oh
get
no,
to
they
quickly
don't.
look at the
They don't.
chats and say, "No, we don't want to hear it no more." Like they're immediately disgusted. Y'all get to push that away while we have to, actually fully talk to these guys.
I don't think people realize how passionate you actually have to be
Mhm.
to not only be a catcher because anybody can go confront somebody,
Right.
but
Yep.
to be a catcher and do all your own communication and
Yeah.
do just do everything. I understand like once you get to a set, and it's awesome having people help. It really
Right.
is. Like,
Yeah.
but it takes so much like somewhat it takes a lot because it's very hard to
Right.
freaking deal with. To be honest
Yeah,
with you,
it's like
it really
Jay says, it's hard to monitor what they're doing. You know what I mean? Because you know how you want your chats to go down. You know what things, you can and cannot say. And it makes it easier if
exactly.
you're doing it yourself instead of them texting and calling like, oh, should I reply with this? Like, I mean, just type it out. You know what I mean? Just say whatever, because it's you. You're the one talking.
Right,
Um,
exactly.
so, and like Jay says, he's very particular about how his chats go down because right now he's getting a lot of convictions. The cops haven't had anything
Exactly. Yes,
negative
that's
to
very
say. It's
important.
like, you know,
110% important. That is 110% important. Even though we are not the police,
hmm
it's best to approach this situation as if we were. And I'm talking about the
right.
communication part. Like,
Yep.
let them message you.
hmm
Even though we're not
Right.
cops, the whole entrapment thing,
Yep.
if you want a conviction, you need to approach it as if the police would.
Right.
You know,
Absolutely.
and also like a predator is a predator.
Right.
But I don't try to drag anything out of them that they're not.
Yep. I think he booted himself.
Am I
Oh boy.
back?
Yep. You're back.
All right, I gotta skip forward.
You're like me. Like, wait, can you hear me?
Yeah, but it's very particular the way the communication goes for sure.
Yeah, it is for sure. And I think too, like a lot of people don't realize that like most of the catchers have either endured this type of a situation on themselves, or a close family member or whatever, that has originally given them the drive too, or they're just genuinely wanting to protect children because they have their own children, nieces and nephews, but there is always a,
Exactly.
a real reason why these catchers do it.
Oh
And
yeah,
like,
there's a reason for everything for sure. Yeah, there's always a reason for
yep.
sure. There's
And it's
always a
like,
reason.
like Alex is mad honest too. He cracks me up. So people be asking, like, what made you start, catching predators, da da da. And he's like, oh, I was bored and I knew I figured
Yeah,
I'd
he
give it a
didn't miss
shot.
that. He did it because it
Yeah.
seemed fun. Yeah,
Yeah. And it's like, I mean, look at him
there's
now.
nothing wrong with that.
No,
There's nothing
that's
wrong
what I
with
said.
that.
I'm like, he is very honest, like, about that. He's no fucks whatsoever.
It's just
But I,
like it's just like the difference between Pepsi and Coke. They taste
right.
a little bit different, but they're both soda.
hmm Yep. And like I tell him, at the end of the day, it's like, look at how far you've come. You know what I mean? Like he's progressed so much from the catcher that he was when he started to now.
Uh
Um,
huh.
and he's doing so
Oh
good.
yeah, he's matured. He has matured a lot. I've only been able to catch like
Yeah.
one of his recent catches, but
Yep.
he's definitely matured a lot.
Oh, big time. I mean, I'm like even amazed. Like I've watched him from the beginning, so it's like um, I support him so much now, and like it cracks me up. People get in his chats and they'll be like, "Oh, like he's a racist because he made a comment." I'm like, "Oh, I'm like, LOL." I'm like, "That's funny because Alex only likes my white half." you know. I'm like, but he and I we get to texting and stuff, and he cracks jokes, but he's a jokester. That's what he is. But it's like
Mhm.
everybody has a certain personality or a certain taste, that they either like or don't like, you know what I mean? But it's like at the end of the day, look at what he's doing. He's accomplishing a lot. So it's like, there's catchers that are like,
Well, Alex knows what to do to get the views too. I mean, Alex
right.
is, he.
Yep.
It
That's
was
what
about. It was shock factor for a long time. Like,
yeah. Yep.
and Alex always used to say this too. Like the silent percentage of people are the people that the silent majority are the ones that like out. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
Like
Yep.
he gets a lot of like the solid majority, like the people who want to say what he's saying, but don't say it. But you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They want to crack jokes
Yep.
like he cracked jokes, but they don't do it. But
It's
they like it, so they
right.
follow.
Yeah, they're afraid to. you know. You're so right, Kodiak. I agree. I think, because now like I've had him on the channel twice, back to back, and I think it's helping, because I've had a lot of people message me like, remember that guy you had on your show last week? What was his channel's name? So they're paying attention, and subbing. So
Oh,
I think it's
exactly.
really
Yeah, nah,
good.
it's steadily going up, and
Yep.
like I said, it's all about an algorithm thing, and I don't have. Look, there's nothing that I've ever had in my life that I haven't had to work harder.
Yep.
It's not 2 to 3 times harder than everybody else
Yep.
to receive the same thing. I'm not,
Absolutely.
obviously I changed my channel name. I'm not Predator Poacher Central Florida anymore. So a lot of people knew me as Predator Poacher Central Florida. And it might have seemed like I was around for a long time, but I really was.
Right.
I just came around and made some noise, and then I
Exactly.
caught some predators, and then I took a little
Yep.
break. But now I'm back for the long run. So
Yep.
and really, it's not getting to the goal; it's the journey on the way
Yeah.
to the goal.
Yeah.
So
And
I'm
once
making
you
sure
start
I
going
enjoy it.
live too, it's gonna go nuts. It's gonna start being
I need
nuts.
to go live. I know I need to go live. A lot of people ask
You're
me to
like,
go
stop,
live,
Jules.
but
I know.
Instagram is good too. The reels, posting the
Yep.
reels, the TikToks. I'm trying to get my editor on all that. So, cause
Yep.
I got like over 40 catches already done,
Oh, nice.
from old ones and new ones.
Yep.
So
Yep.
you know what I mean, like re-upload
Yeah.
stuff like that. So I got pure gold that
Yeah.
basically, if he does it the right way, we can, you know what I mean, we can get a
Oh,
lot of
absolutely.
exposure to it.
Yeah, that'll be dope. Yeah, I was gonna ask about the old patches. Field Polo. I finally got me a Prince flip flop. I have them.
Oh,
You remember
yeah, I'm
that?
gonna re-upload that. I'm gonna re-upload that one. The one I chased
Yeah.
out, yeah, the one I chased out of his flip flops.
That shit was hilarious. We're all like, that man's coming out his flip flops.
Yeah, I took his flip flops too. He probably came
Yeah.
back to get them. No, he probably didn't. He was gone too. He was
He
gone.
was
And at this time, I was like 260 pounds.
right.
My
Yep.
big old ass trying to go after him. I lost a
I
lot
gotta
of
send
weight.
you that. Yeah, you
You
did.
know?
You did. You look good though. I said you did.
I
You
weigh
look good
like
though.
maybe 140, right? Maybe like
Yeah.
140, 145 right now. And it's weird to
Right.
say this, but I haven't weighed that much since like high school, middle school, something like that.
Yeah.
I was like
That's how I
180.
am.
180 was skinny on me back in the day.
Right. Yep.
I feel like I'm too skinny though, but I'm gonna get it
No, I
back.
was gonna say as time. Yeah, I was gonna say as time goes, so you'll put it back on.
The first time in my life I've ever had a six pack though, for real. I've
Right?
been fat
They
my
call
whole
it.
life.
Right. Your wife's like, yeah.
Yeah, I don't mind. I don't mind going to the beach now.
Right. Yep. I was like that too. Like,
But
my weight fluctuated for a while.
yeah, I mean, I'm staying down. I'm staying down now,
Yep.
but I'm gonna start bulking up, start
Yeah.
getting, start getting bigger.
I have a good friend of mine. He is a personal trainer, so I lucked out with that.
Yo,
But I'd be like, yo,
yeah,
LJ,
yo, that's crazy. NY Creek Spotlight, that catch is hella funny. Damn
the
ringtone
ring,
classic catch. That's crazy that you remember the ringtone on that catch, bro.
the
That's
ringtone.
crazy.
Yeah.
That's
Yep.
so crazy.
I
Yo,
forgot about that too until he just said that. That's freaking funny as hell.
right. Hey man,
FMSU or
all
something.
the people that support me, I need y'all to show me love, man, because like, you know, I've been moving around trying to network with everybody. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Everybody, people are busy sometimes. I'm busy as hell as well,
Right.
but you
Yep.
know, it is
But
what it is.
we'll make sure we put you on here again because it's like a lot of people were noticing. You know what I mean? I got a lot of messages like you can have that guy back on again. So I think
Yeah,
people are
yeah.
paying attention. They see that you're coming back
Oh, and
and they're like,
I got stories for days too.
yeah,
I got stories for days. I mean, I got a lot of stuff from my childhood and stuff that I could
yep,
talk about, but I don't wanna bore people. And like I say, I'm not the type of person. I hate throwing a pity party for myself because and
right,
even whenever I talk about my past and my trauma, I try to approach it from a way that, okay, this is how I grew from this though. This is who I
right,
am now. I'm good. I got kids.
yep,
I got a wife. I got a home.
Right.
I got vehicles. I got multiple
Exactly.
properties. Like I'm doing all right. I'm
And
not.
another
I'm
thing you
not
got to remember though too is it's not you throwing a pity party either. You know what I mean? Like the way
exactly.
I see it is us showing pride for where how far we've come, like where we are now, as you know what I mean. Um,
Exactly.
so I definitely look at it differently. And I try to get everybody here in this channel to look at it that way too, because I mean, that's why I tell people, you know, this is my survivor stream for survivors and warriors, people in recovery, you know, it's a safe space, So when people come on here, I throw out the positivity. I throw out the positivity, and remind people like we're not looking for, you to feel bad for me. Like I just want you to be proud of, like, I
No,
want you
not
to
at all.
know my journey. I want you to know what I went through, you know what I mean? Because it wasn't easy. I mean, damn, living under a bridge for me and shooting up dope through a muddy puddle or fucking Mountain Dew, I didn't care. Um, Anything I could do to numb it. Like it's like these days I get up in the morning, I don't gotta look for something to get high. Like I'm like,
Right. That's a
you
good
gotta
feeling.
break
That's a good
everything in,
feeling.
um
Right.
it's just like it's so different, you know what I mean? So, and I want people to know that, like, they're, you know, that whether it's, you're numbing yourself from, your sexual assault situation or abusive relationship, whatever the situation is, like, there is hope on the other side. You know what I mean? Like, we can all
Right.
make our lives better,
Exactly.
and, um, it's just,
Exactly.
it's so different. Let's see. Has Jules got her phone under a screen? Oh no, it's because of the sun, Kodiak. It's reflective. It's the screen protector I have on my phone. Yeah, but yeah, I had to put a new screen protector on here because my kids were dropping it. So, hey, Heathbar, thank you for coming. Well, I don't know if Polo's frozen here. Is Polo frozen for you guys? Oh, no, there he is again. Let's see.
I'm
I got to
sorry.
boot here. Hold
Oh,
on.
I'm still on here with the other
I
with the
I
other.
removed it. I removed it, I
Is
think. Let me see if I did. Okay. Now it should be all right. Kodiak. Yeah, no, you want sorry, honey. Yeah, I put some new screen protector I got on it and it was messed up. Gotta go Polo, but I'm dropping that flip flop catch later. Awesome. Sounds good, FM. Thank you so much for coming, honey. Okay, let's see if I can boot his other one and then add this one. Holler.
I should be good now. I'm in the
Yeah,
house.
I booted your other
Yeah, I want
your other.
y'all. I want y'all to see my little
Oh,
baby. She's a labradoodle. She's
oh, she's so
a blue merle labradoodle. She loves
she's
me.
so cute. Look at her. She loves you too. She like kiss
And
me.
this is my boy right here, my cowboy. Oh, hold on. Come here.
Oh my God! Look at
Doesn't he look
him.
like a scam picture? Like if
He
you guys seen a picture,
does.
like if you
Oh
seen a
my
picture of him
God.
on Craigslist, you would think it was a scam ad.
Yes, like like one of those cute little commercials, and you see, look at his little face.
Yeah,
Oh,
I breed poodles and labradoodles.
do you really?
Yeah.
Oh my God, he's so adorable and cuddly. I want to get a
Hmm.
dog to my house, but we at my complex they're only allowed to get to a certain weight. So I'm like figures, but I want me a little
Yeah.
dog.
Yeah, I want to start. The labradoodle, she's only gonna get up to like 30 pounds probably.
Oh, see, that's
30,
perfect too,
35
because
pounds. Yeah, because
I
her
think
mom
they're,
was like a middle in between. I think it's called a Moet poodle in
yep,
between a toy and a standard.
that's so cool. Yeah, because I think the
Yeah, her
weight
name is
room,
Teddy. Her name. Oh well, the poodle's name is
yes,
the
Weasel.
white one. Well, the apricot poodle. His name is Cowboy, and the blue merle labradoodle. Her name is Teddy. Well,
Oh,
I got her first. I had her first, so his name should have probably been Teddy.
right.
He
I
looks
know.
more like a Teddy.
Yep. He's mad cute. I know. I'm looking at him. And I'm like, he does. He looks like he should be in a commercial. Like the little dog they used to have on the Cottonelle toilet paper commercial or whatever. The little Cottonelle dog.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I didn't think about that. He does look like a hot nut dog.
I'm like, my God.
Hey,
That's what it makes me
is
think of.
NY Creep Spotlight still in here?
He said
Or
he had
FM?
to go. He had to go. I'll pin it. But it said gotta go Polo. But I'm dropping that flip flop catch later tonight.
Dropping it. Okay, cool, cool, cool. Yeah, much support. I'm trying to, network it with as many of the catches that were around whenever I was around as possible.
Right. Yep. I'll
There's no
post your link
problem
in
between
Jay's
me
next
and
premiere.
anybody, but
Yep.
huh?
I'll post your link in Jay's next premiere.
Yeah, yeah. Whatever you want to do is greatly
Hmm.
appreciated. I mean, cause
Yeah.
I mess with everybody, man. I don't know if
Right.
people might have thought that I went ghost or anything like that whenever I left from doing predator catches before, but like I
Right,
just
Rob.
explained,
Yeah.
whenever I deal with trauma or I'm dealing with something, I deal with it within myself. And
Internally. Yeah.
people aren't always. See, I try to look at things from both sides of the field nowadays. Before
Right.
I get angry about anything, I try
Yeah.
to think of it from the other person's standpoint.
Yeah.
Like
Because
if
I mean, you
somebody don't
never
message
know.
me back or something like that, and I'm sure I
Hmm.
haven't messaged back a lot of people, but if somebody don't message me back, I'm like, yo, you know what I mean? They're busy. It ain't no big. They're not thinking of it
Right.
like that, you know.
Right.
Because
I'm
I
the
never
same way,
thought of it
dude.
like I was doing something wrong. I was just busy, you know.
Yep. FM said, "Come through. We always supported each other. I got you. Thank you, FM."
Absolutely. Hey, message. I wanted to tell you, message me on Instagram, bro, at PredatorCaught Official. You probably already following me. I think I'm following you too, but it's a new name, so I'm not sure. But yeah, just
Right.
hit me up. Hit me up. I'm trying to network with everybody, man. We trying to get the wheels back rolling so we can get some exposure around here.
Right. Yeah. Jay was super excited that you were back. He was like, "What?" He was like, "You gonna have him on the channel?" And I was like, "Yeah." And then he was like, "Hell
Yeah.
yeah!" And
I
then I
actually
told him,
I talked to Jay the other day. I actually talked to him
"Yes,
the other day on Instagram.
yeah." He said that he was stoked. He was really happy. He's like, "I like that dude. He's a good dude."
Yeah, Jay's pretty
Um,
cool.
yeah.
Jay's cool. I always liked Jay. I never got a chance. I never really got a chance to collaborate with him or anything. He was coming down to Florida, right as I was quitting doing catching the last time. Well, taking a break
Yeah.
from it. I don't like quitting because I'm back. But right as I
Right.
was taking a break last time, so we didn't actually get a chance to collaborate like we wanted to. But
Yep.
hopefully we do in the
Yeah.
future.
Yeah. I'm sure because he goes to Florida often. So.
Yeah, he said he's thinking about moving to
Yep.
down here to Florida. I won't say where, but
He he is. Yeah. He's such a pain in the ass. I was like, you can't be leaving, dude. The hell. But he's like, you already know
I
it's
want to
coming
leave Florida.
down.
Honestly, there's nothing good about Florida. When people
Right.
think about Florida, they think palm trees, they think stuff
Oh
like
yeah, they
that.
think
But
it's
really,
perfect. Yeah.
exactly, they don't think mosquitoes and flies and
Right.
like all of the actual things.
Yep. My aunt used to live in Florida, and she was saying that she couldn't stand it. She's like, I liked
Oh,
it
the
for a time,
summertime,
but
especially for older folks,
yeah,
because summertime it gets bad. You can't breathe. You can't breathe down
right.
here. It's hot, humid,
Oh, I bet.
humid.
I bet. I mean, when I went to Florida, I was like, I don't know. I think it was like right when I was 13 or 14, because it was after the sexual assault, and I
Right.
we got so what happened was my aunt entered us into a like a contest or whatever that was on
Mhm.
in the newspaper, and well, the state trooper did, but so they entered us into this contest, and they gave you free tickets to Disney and to Universal Studios.
Oh,
You just had
nice.
to get yourself there and home. So my uncle was like, "Well, fuck it," he drove the van. We drove the whole 24 hours there and back, and so we got to go to Disney and Universal and stuff. But so I didn't really experience much in Florida. I only went for that 1 week, Wow.
That's all that's good about Florida.
I
It's
was
just
just gonna say, but to
like,
me that was plenty,
and
you know.
the beaches are all right, but the beaches are
I still
overrated. I hate getting
I still
sandy.
haven't been to the beaches. I was pissed when Jay went live, like going to the beaches and stuff when he was down there. I'm like, I can't stand you, bro. I'm getting off.
Beaches are nice. Beaches are nice if you're staying the night. Like if you're staying at a hotel. I hate
Yeah.
driving home sandy. I'm not about that driving home sandy
Right.
stuff. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm not
exactly.
about
What'd
that.
you post Polo's link Kodiak and didn't work?
PredatorCaught official.
Yeah, Dead
Okay.
Twist's link works, but Kodiak hasn't been around for a while, so she probably forgot to space it when she put, like follow Polo at Predator Cat Caught or whatever.
Hey, y'all make sure y'all following me on my YouTube account because whenever I go live, I definitely need moderators. Like I say, I the last video I actually premiered it, so I wanted to do that just to see the gauge, just to gauge how many people were, you know what I'm saying, watching right away. So and it did pretty well actually. So
Oh,
as
good.
far as the premiere things like that, yeah. I'm not really concentrated on numbers other than that. Just premieres and like you know what I mean. Just seeing how many people
Right.
are actually you know what I'm saying? Cause once the wheels get rolling, it ain't we ain't gonna be able to stop it. You know,
Yeah, for sure. When your next
it's
premiere
like
comes out, I'll be there.
absolutely, yeah. I'll set the premiere. It's like taking the break like I did is definitely going against what a lot of people do and coming back to this YouTube channel. You know,
Yep.
because the algorithm with the algorithm being the way it is, I have to now
Exactly.
re-put myself back into the algorithm. Keep posting. I gotta post every single week now, all the time, just
Yeah.
to get back into the algorithm. It'll take a while to
Yeah.
get back into the algorithm.
And it will, but it won't, once you're in there, it's not going to take long. I can tell you that much,
Oh,
because
absolutely not.
a lot of people are already talking about you. So,
Exactly.
that's good.
Exactly. I think the major part is the name change. I think it's not even the algorithm as much as it is the name change.
Right.
Um,
Yeah. Because I mean, obviously, if you would have came back as PP Central Florida, people probably would have been
yeah.
like, "Oh shit," But it's
And
good that you're
I
getting a
mean
fresh start because you're
that could
working
pop.
hard for yourself.
Exactly right, and that's how I look at it. I mean, that could be like I'm not absolutely 110% against something like that, but like I say, like you just said, coming back doing my own thing. But still, I want people to know that there's no problem between me and anybody. I didn't come
Right.
back. I didn't say, hey, I'm not no predator poacher. You know what I mean? I
Right.
didn't do that.
Yeah.
I took a break.
It's
Me and Alice
how
never
people
had
are
any
on
problem.
here. They're instantly gotta, create some bullshit and say, it's like, no. I mean, I've had to
Well, and
clarify
another
for
reason, I'll tell you the main reason why I did that is because towards the end last time, I was very careless with the information that I gave. And you already know you know what I
Yep.
mean, how things were going
Yep.
towards the end last time. So it was like, I kind of wanted to come back as a whole new person. Like,
Yeah. Yep.
that's
Yeah,
kind of
because
how I
then
wanted
your
to do it.
information's already tied to, your old channel, you know what I mean? So people just
Exactly. Okay.
instantly,
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
you don't need.
I'm still a majority of people who were around whenever I was, doing my thing before, they know who I am. You
Right,
know what I mean?
exactly. Yep.
But I'll tell you one thing: I don't have as much hate. I don't yet.
Right.
Yet. I'm not saying it's
Yep.
not gonna happen. I'm saying
I was just
yet.
gonna say, oh, I'm sure it'll be coming.
But yeah, but I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying while I don't. You know what I mean? I'm
Yeah.
enjoying,
Yep.
and I'm not talking about your normal. Hey, you suck. I'm talking about like
Right.
people posting my address and things like
Yep.
that.
Yeah. Oh,
Which
yeah.
I don't
Because
know why anybody would dislike me that much, anyways.
people do that shit so bad right now. It's ridiculous. Like I said, you know what? If y'all honestly want to know about me, ask me, and I will tell you. I have not lied to anybody about who I am or where I come from. I happen to have
Right,
a
you
copy of
guys
my
are.
criminal record in my fucking phone. So I'm like, if y'all
Right,
want it, I will literally give it to you. I don't give a shit.
exactly.
I've never
That's
been
why I was
afraid
always
to.
so open. That's how
Yeah,
I
'cause
looked
it's
at it
like.
too.
I mean, then
But
they're not holding anything over your head. Do you know what I'm saying? That's how I look at it. You can't say shit about me that I didn't already say.
yeah,
I'm
exactly.
open telling people I'm a convicted felon. I don't give a shit. So, It's like, but that
Exactly.
was who I
On
was,
all
not
that.
who I am. There's a difference,
Exactly.
you know?
Exactly. Exactly. And that charge doesn't even it doesn't even define who you were.
No,
It
oh
just
no,
means you
and
got caught for
I was
something that
actively
a lot
using
of people
them.
probably get away with.
Yep, I was actively using when I got those charges. You know what I mean? So the way I
Exactly.
see it is, I was doing what I was doing to keep up with my addiction. You know what I mean? So
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Hey, it'll change you for sure. Drugs will
yeah,
change you, and you won't
yep.
even notice while you're going through the change.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you don't. You know, it's insane to think too that, like, people on YouTube are so quick to be like, oh, hey, like, they're such a bad person because, it's like, bro, are you literally serious right now?
People that say
Um,
that, people that say that, probably have had zero life experiences, right? And I'm not talking about just normal life experiences. I'm talking about the stuff that makes you want to numb, that makes you want to numb it type things. You know what I mean? Those are those people. Those are the same people that say depression doesn't exist. You know, depression definitely exists. Hello? Oh man, I can't hear you. I think my thing died.
exactly.
Oh, I can hear you now. You're good now. You're good. I thought you were
Did it?
muted. I couldn't
I
hear
was
you at
gonna
first.
say I can hear you. Oh,
Okay, yeah.
no, I was gonna type into the chat, but hey, Chris, thanks for coming, Mr. Wish. I forgot who else just came in here that I didn't say hi to. Oh, Jenny T.
But the thing
Jenny
I
T is one of the
realized
OGs.
about yeah, oh yeah, Jenny T is definitely an OG.
Yep.
Jenny definitely OG. She's been
I
around.
know
She's been around.
she was mad
Yeah.
excited when I was like, Polo's coming on again today. She was like, oh my God, yes, hopefully I get back in time to see him on live. I was like, hell yeah. I was like, we'll be there
Yeah,
for a
and
little bit.
I'm willing to go live with anybody, man. The community is a big part of why I do what I do. Like, and sorry, I'm eating pineapple.
You're fine.
Um,
Making me want pineapple, but that's about all.
the community is actually one of the big things that I don't think you guys realize for some catchers, maybe not all, but I don't think you guys realize how helpful you guys are, right? Especially to the catchers that do this and they're actual victims of sexual abuse.
Right.
It's like a support system, right?
Yep.
It's like a support system.
It
It's
really
like it's that's how I look at it, anyways. It's like
is.
I am a victim of sexual abuse. As soon as I figure out a better word to use, I will. So if anybody has a better word other than victim to use, I'll use that.
I
Cause I
tell
hate you.
people I'm a warrior or a survivor, of sexual assault, because it's like
Yeah.
there is only so many terms that we can use to where people will understand what we've been through, or not think of it as like something minor or major. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like it sucks because there is very very few terms. But I literally always address us as survivors and warriors,
Mm,
because to me that's what we are. We've been through a lot. You know what I mean?
right.
So
Exactly. Like I enjoy getting the messages. Here you go, puppy. I enjoy getting messages on Instagram. That's why I tell people to follow me on Instagram because I enjoy actually talking with the supporters, and I've
right,
gotten a lot of messages even just since being back. I enjoy having conversations. Now there's a lot of catchers that they probably won't even message you back,
right.
but I am continuously going through my requests,
Yep.
continuously messaging people back as soon as possible. I'm, people use excuse like, oh, I'm busy and stuff like that, or whatever the case, whenever they're not replying to other people,
Right.
like the supporters and stuff. But here's the thing, I'm busy as hell.
Yeah.
I got three kids, a whole family. I work full time. I'm doing catches, and I
Yep.
guarantee you, if you message me, I'm gonna reply.
Right.
I'm gonna
Yep. I'm the
reply.
same way. I feel like
Especially
it's
if I ever
important to
told
have
you
that
I fuck with you.
relationship. Yeah,
Huh?
exactly. It's like it's important to have that connection, that relationship with
Exactly.
people who support you. You know what I mean? Because the
Especially
second
if
they
you've
get
ever
a
done,
piece of
if you've
asshole,
ever
they out.
Right, exactly.
You know?
Especially if you've ever done anything for me, or if I've ever
Yeah.
done anything for you, or we've ever had any type of communication that was good and we were on good terms. I'm
Right.
gonna message you. I'm gonna talk,
Right.
have a conversation with you. Like
Yep.
I'll come on here whenever you want me to. In all honesty.
Yeah. I appreciate that. We love having you on here. It's awesome too, because a lot of people are always like, "Oh my God, like that was such a good stream you had," you know. So I'm like, "Cool, Mike." They did get having you on here, you know.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna definitely start going live on my channel as well.
Yeah.
Everybody's been telling me to. I'm just
Yep.
kind of, I'm not
It's
really
like,
an awkward person, but
mhm.
I'm like, why do people just want to look at me talk? Like, well,
I'm
you know
like,
what I
I'm
mean?
awkward as fuck. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, exactly.
You know. I'll come on with you and shoot the shit sometime.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I'll be
Yep.
using StreamYard as well on mine.
Yep.
I'm currently working. We're almost to the part because um, whenever you take a like whenever you're inactive on YouTube for a certain period of time, they reset everything for you, right? So they take your monetization away, they take everything away like that. So we're
Yep.
actually almost to the point to where the channel can get remonetized, and once that happens, we're gonna start traveling and things like that. I would travel right now, but like I say, I'm a father of three
Yep.
kids and this,
Your babies
so
come first, you
I'm
know.
exactly right. And right
Yep.
now it's all or nothing for me. So right now
Right.
I'm juggling YouTube and working a couple jobs.
Mhm.
I'm always working. You know, I
Right.
volunteer down at the at my kids' school when I'm not working. So I'm
Yep.
busy as hell. But
I was
uh,
gonna say I know because I get people say to me all the time. They're like, "Do you ever sit down?" I'm like, "Yeah, during the stream I try to sit down, but you know that's about it." But I got four kids. You know what I mean? I got four kids. My oldest daughter has a husband.
mhm.
So it's like I'm literally doing stuff all the time. Both my younger boys have severe ADHD and child
Yeah,
PTSD. So
my son has autism, so
yep.
and he's got ADHD as well. So,
Yep. And it gets overwhelming, you know what I mean? But it's like you're always on your toes, you know what I mean? So there is not a
oh,
moment to
absolutely.
just take a breather. I'm lucky if I could hop in the shower at night when they go to sleep. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's almost impossible in my house
It
without the
is.
kids, you know, trying to get in the dang
Oh
bathroom and
yeah,
stuff.
they be knocking at the door like you can ask everybody in the house. Y'all gotta pee because I'm hopping in the shower. No,
Yeah,
no, no.
I
Second
don't think
breather.
my wife
Clunk,
has
clunk,
taken a
clunk.
shower alone in yeah, I don't think my
Yeah,
wife has taken a shower alone in several years because my
yeah.
smallest daughter usually is in there with her.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, whether you got a pet in there or a kid in there, it's like, can I like 5 minutes of peace, please?
Oh
you
yeah,
know?
exactly. And
I'm
that
like,
causes frustration. It really
it does
does. It causes
big time,
frustration.
big time. This
If you
is
don't like stop and think about it, it can easily
yep,
cause issues in your
yeah, oh
marriage. You know.
yeah, yep, big time, big time. It's like because you're trying so hard to stay strong for your spouse and for your kids and for yourself.
Yeah, you
It's
can.
like,
It's hard to juggle. It's
it's
hard to juggle everything.
it really is. It's a lot. You know?
Jenny T said, "How does your wife feel about you getting back into catching?" She's happy about it. She supports me in what I do. She is as soon as I post the videos, I post them to Facebook and then I share it to several like community groups, the ones that
Yep.
will allow it.
Yep.
So and that helps out a lot. It really does. The re-uploads that I've been doing, because I've done a few re-uploads. I don't really share like that on
Yep.
Facebook, just on YouTube. But on the new catches, I'm sharing on Facebook and stuff like that into the groups. And that, believe it or not, is the best free form of promotion and exposure, especially in the communities. And
Right.
it lets the community know that you're there. You
Yep.
know,
I feel like on Facebook it gets around a lot easier because there's more
yeah,
people there, you know?
Facebook is super like picky though.
Yeah, they are.
Um,
We've gotten
especially the
strikes
groups.
on
Like,
we've gotten
yeah,
strikes
how do
on
you?
PP Mass Facebook. I made his Facebook and it was popping for like a year. We did so good.
I might need you to help me with something like that because
Yeah, I can make you a Facebook.
I've done the Facebook thing, but it won't. Whenever I was catching before I took my break, I made a
Yep.
Facebook, and then like one night it got up to like 2,000 followers or whatever, and then
Yep.
Facebook took it down like that night. Like it lasted
So
one day.
I put on his like safeguards. Like now, I mean, they didn't have this when we first started, but I'm trying to do it now and keep up with it better. But like, I'll post missing kids, stuff like that, like to bring attention to
Yeah,
the Facebook, but to the kids that are missing. Everywhere.
right.
It's not
See,
that I
I
don't post adults, but there's certain content I feel like if you're posting it, then the other content kind of gets lost in the mixture, and Facebook don't notice it as much. You know what I mean? So I kind of
yeah,
got
exactly.
used to doing that and the flow of that. And I haven't been on Facebook in a while. Jay's like, all of a sudden you stop going on Facebook and doing your thing. He's like, we getting shit left and right. I'm like, I know. I'm like, I'm gonna go back on it and do it. Um,
Yeah, man. I definitely, because that was part of the issue last time when I was doing catches.
yep.
I knew I'm just not too good with all this. Like I had a Discord last time. Wasn't
Hmm.
I'm not good at working all of this different social media stuff, which I do. I do it right
Yep.
now and things like that. I keep up with everything, but it's like
Right.
I always feel like I'm missing out on like trying to on something that I could be putting it out there on. I don't know.
Right.
That's why I
Well,
got my editors. Go ahead.
we all ended up moving to Gilded because Discord took all of us, all the catchers and decoys down. Like they banned all
Really?
of our groups. Yeah, they did. So we're like, well,
Wow.
they're clearly, pedo protectors is basically, so
Yeah,
we were
that's
using that hashtag fuck Discord for a long time. Um, Jenny T. But yeah, so now we're all on Gilded, all the catchers and decoys have a Gilded. But I can show you that shit too, so you can
See,
get
I
set
need
up
to
on
get. I
Gilded. You
definitely.
know.
I need to do all of this. All of these things.
Yep.
I need to do.
Yeah, we'll
You
do
know.
that. We can we can
I'm
use video chat
definitely
or whatever and try to get it
right.
done so that way you'll have it. Because even if I set it up and then you go back in it, you can change your password or whatever so you can manage it, and I can always
Yeah.
still go on there, on my account and just like post missing kids or whatever and on your
Yeah.
Facebook and
Whatever.
stuff
Yeah.
and just help
Exactly.
out.
Yeah. I need to get the Facebook thing figured out too. I need to get all of it figured out. So we'll definitely
Yeah.
we'll message about it.
Yeah, we'll definitely work on Facebook
Because
first because I feel
I'm
like that's
horrible.
more important.
Yeah, exactly.
You
Because
know?
I'm doing right now. I'm trying to juggle it all on my own. Like that is one thing. Like my wife, she supports what I do,
Yep.
but she was like, I'm not having no part in it this time because like
Right.
sometimes we were getting arguments about stuff like
Yeah.
certain things. The
Yep. That's
communication is
how that's how
very
Jay's wife is
issues.
too. She don't. Yeah.
Right.
If she
She was like,
tries
I
to not get
support
in it.
you, but
Yeah. Like I'll back you, but from over here.
yeah, I'm not having no part in it because
Yeah.
she knows how furious I get about it,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
like you know,
Yeah. Jay
but
was pissed.
I
One of the last times he had Ed Domati take him on a catch, and this dude randomly came up to him and was like getting mad at Jay because he was following the pred. And Jay's like, where the fuck did you even come from, bro? Like, and then while Jay was talking to the pred, the dude literally went over there and was like trying to videotape Edwamati in the car because she was following Jay and the pred walking. You know what I mean? Trying to make sure Jay stayed safe. And so she was like, the fuck do I do? And she was like, he's fucking recording me. He's like, record him back. He was like, fuck that. And then he was like, when the cops got there, he went over there. He was like, this motherfucker's recording my wife, yo. Like, we got a problem. Like, not okay.
yeah,
But it's
that's
like
not
he's
okay.
like, that's
That's
why
why
I don't
I
like
will
going on
never.
catches with you. I don't like this. I was like, tell him,
Yeah,
sissy.
I used to bring my wife on catches with me, but I don't do it. I don't
Mhm.
do it anymore. I'm
Yeah.
by myself. The
Right.
only time you'll see me not by myself is if it's a situation where I'm able to have a cameraman, which my
Right.
editor he's a cameraman. I have several people that want to be like involved in it as far as the competitions and stuff, but it's a liability.
Yep.
I'm not gonna be
Right.
that guy that gets somebody's kid shot, because
Yeah.
everybody's somebody's
Exactly.
kid. And
Yep.
you go out with one of your friends and something gets a little crazy, they get shot, then it don't matter how good of
Yeah.
friends y'all were, they ain't gonna like you
Yep.
no more.
No. Exactly.
Their
Exactly.
parents and family are not gonna like you.
Yep. Yeah, and that's like the biggest fear too. Like, like I said before, that's one of Jay's main reasonings why when he sets up a meet, he does it like outside and not,
Gotta
he
be
tries to
very
not have to
particular
go to the
about it.
guy's house as much as
Oh
possible.
yeah.
You never know. The
The
guy could
past
be
several
caretaking,
catches. Yeah, exactly. I've had to go in houses several times. It is sketchy. Anything could happen.
Right.
Anything could
Yeah, it
happen.
sucks.
But honestly, when I'm doing catches, it's like all that goes out the window. It don't even matter.
Right. Yeah, and
It don't even
that's,
matter.
that's what all the catchers say that. Like you're almost in a zone, you know what I mean? It's like you're not really thinking about the surrounding issues. Your focus is the pred, what he could possibly do, so it
Exactly.
makes it tough, But it's like, oh, that's what I would do too. It's just, try to avoid the house if I can, but if I can't, it is what it is.
Yeah, for sure, exactly. Because I mean, you can't go up in there. I mean, and if you do go up in there with a gun or anything to protect yourself, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're kind of in deep water if you have to use it, right?
Yep.
And if you're
Absolutely.
rightfully using it to defend yourself, you're still gonna probably not probably you're gonna go to jail and probably
Right.
prison.
Yep.
the,
You're all good variety. I told them I put in the description that you had an appointment today, honey. Me and Polo just basically been shooting the shit. We talked a little about his story, and a little about my story, and just kind of been shooting the shit, making it comfortable and a chill stream. I hope your
yeah,
appointment went good though.
and I can definitely get in more in depth about certain things maybe at a later time whenever we what I'm saying have as we have conversation and stuff like that.
Yep.
Um, it's I went over like the gist of it, but it's
Right. Yep.
everybody's got a story.
Yeah. And
And
it's tough. It's tough to tell it the first time. Like I said, I mean, if you ask JDQ, he will literally laugh before he tells you how long it took to get me to go on his channel. Um,
mhm.
because he asked, the first time, and I was like, yeah, I said, I definitely want to go on and tell my story, and I put him off for I think it was probably like 2 months. I'm like, yeah, let's do it next week. Yeah, we'll set it for 2 weeks. And then I just kept, every night before, oh, like, some excuse, whatever. And he's like, if you're not ready, you're not ready, and I wasn't, but then I went on and I was like, he made it an easy setting. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right,
it was a
exactly.
calm, comfortable, not like a forced interview type thing.
Mhm.
So,
Exactly.
and I think that matters big time because if the person's not comfortable, you know what I mean? Like, and plus he and I had a lot of conversation beforehand. Like, you know what I mean? We built a friendship. So it definitely made it easier.
Exactly.
Oh.
It seems like he's switching more into like the God like Jesus and stuff, like talking about religion, right?
Yep. He's got the Vision Eye View channel. They do like reactions to some songs, and certain like I guess like channels and stuff like that, like religious stuff. Um, but it's actually really cool. It's a calm setting. Him and Kiko are hilarious. I can't with Kiko's laugh, yo. Every
Yeah, I
time that
haven't
man
had a
laughs,
chance to watch any of the new channel. I did
yeah,
see that he made a new channel, but I think he's
yeah,
even doing the religion stuff on the old on JDQ. I think I seen him go live last night or something. I seen a notification.
yeah, he might have. I know sometimes when they do the updates on there, it could be Alex or it could be him. I didn't
Mhm.
get to see last night for sure, but I saw that he. Oh, thank you, Kodiak. I think he goes live randomly and stuff that he finds or whatever. He'll go on there, but it's rare when he
Yeah,
goes
it
on his
definitely
JDQ
seems like
thing.
he's backed away from YouTube a little bit, like
Yeah,
maybe
he
taking a
said
little.
he's got, had a lot of stuff going on that he's had to deal with at home and whatnot. Thank you, Dead Twist, for posting his channel. Um,
Yeah,
so he
I
said he's had a
messaged.
lot of stuff that he's had to deal with and stuff at home, like his dad being
Yeah,
sick
that's
off
what
and
he was.
on.
Yeah, that's what he was saying. Basically, a lot of stuff was going
Yeah,
on.
he's such a good dude. I told him, I support him 100% as much as I
Oh yeah,
can,
he's a pretty good dude. That's
Yeah.
why whenever he first started, you know what I mean, doing everything, I gave
Yep.
him a chance because I
Yeah.
seen that he was a good dude. A
Yep.
lot of people were giving him a hard time, but I seen that he was a good dude.
I've seen that. And I'm like, it made me wonder, like, like how people just don't want to give somebody a chance. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like y'all
Oh yeah, it's
basically
definitely that.
condemned
It's
before you even
definitely
hear
people don't
out.
want to give somebody a chance. It's definitely that.
Right.
It's definitely that. And
And
I
it's
think
tough.
some people
I mean, I
love
feel like,
drama.
yes, exactly.
Like no
It's like if
matter
you don't
what,
give somebody
they're
a
talking
chance
about
to
somebody.
open up, you don't know nothing about them, so you can't really
Exactly.
judge them, you know.
Exactly.
It's so
Exactly.
crazy. But yeah, we
But
all
yeah,
definitely been glad as hell you've been back. With me and Jenny
uh,
T been talking about it so much. We're like, hell yeah.
absolutely,
Yeah,
man.
right, Jenny T? He was. Polo was JDQ's first guest.
Yeah, I was JDQ's first guest. Yeah,
Yep.
exactly. See, that's just the type of dude I am, man.
Right.
I don't care. It don't matter if I'm busy as hell and I'm gonna I'm doing catches almost every other day and I'm traveling everywhere. It don't matter
Yep.
if I'm getting 100,000 views on a video or I'm only getting 1,000 or 2,000 views on a video. It don't
Right.
matter. I'm gonna give you the time of the day. It doesn't mean like now that I'm right here when I level up and go up. It doesn't mean that
Right.
I'm gonna stop. I still come on here. I'll go on wherever. It don't matter.
Yep.
That's not the type of person I am. I'm not
Hmm.
because it don't matter how big of a YouTube channel I have. I
Right.
mean, still just I'm a predator catcher. Like,
Right.
I'm
Oh,
not
that's
some
fair.
type of, and even this time around, going around, like I'm going around the community and people are like noticing me, and my channel is
Right.
nowhere near what it used to be right now. Right now,
Right.
we're gonna get back
Right.
there. We're gonna get back there.
Right.
But
Oh,
right now,
absolutely.
we're
Yep.
working on getting back into the algorithm and letting YouTube know we're back. That's what we're doing
Yep.
right now.
And you will.
But
I don't think it'll take long.
no, it
You know.
won't. It won't. It won't. And the only
Right.
reason it's taking this long is because of the name change. That's it. And it's
Right.
not
But I
even.
think
It's not like it's taking long at all. At all.
no.
And honestly, I think it's nice for me to be able to ease back into it.
I
Ease
was
back
gonna
in.
say it's good pacing yourself. I think it's helping too, to be honest, because
Oh,
it's
it is.
bringing people's curiosity. Do you know what I'm saying? Like they're like, "Oh, what's this man capable of? I'm gonna wait around and see." You know what I mean?
Exactly, and a lot of people remember me, but there are definitely some people watching my videos that did not remember me from Predator Poachers. Like they're watching this as a new channel, and that's kind of
Yep.
what I wanted, anyways. You know,
Right.
uh, like
Absolutely.
I upload some re-uploads and stuff, but
Mhm.
once we get really rolling, you probably won't see a whole lot of that. It's gonna be the new stuff because I want
Right.
people to see the new style of going about
Abs-
things, and
Yep.
we want people to see that I'm actually getting results from what I'm
Yep.
doing.
Yeah, it's cool as hell. I like that you're coming back slowly. You know what I mean? Like I said, it's piquing a lot of people's curiosity. You know what I mean? Kind of like making them want to wait around to see what else is coming.
Rob, I didn't see your message, man. Where was it? On Instagram? Yes,
Probably
sir.
Rob's on
I'll look
Instagram.
right now. I don't see
Why,
it.
Rob?
He
You
said,
gonna draw Polo next?
what is it?
Rob draws. I don't know if you saw the picture he did
Oh,
of
he
you
draw?
wearing
Oh,
makeup. Yeah,
wow.
he's the one that draws. Yeah.
Nice, nice. That's awesome. No, I didn't see your message, man. Did you message me on Instagram? I don't know. Just message me again. I didn't see it. Follow my
Oh
IG.
yeah,
I'll
he
draw you.
he said he said follow me on
Hey,
IG.
follow you on IG. What's your IG?
I'll send if Dead Twist
My
can't link it,
Predator
I'll send
Caught.
it to you.
My IG is Predator Caught Official.
Yep.
Anybody that's not following me, make sure you follow me. I'm posting real updates, everything on catches, communication, all that. We trying to get things rolling again.
Yeah,
By
hell
we,
yeah.
I mean
You're right.
for real, for real.
Yep.
Oh, Rob Rib Art. Okay, I got you. I'm gonna follow you right now, boss. Rob.
Oh, Rob Art. Yeah.
Rob Art. Got you.
Yeah.
Follow back.
I was
Okay,
like,
you're
since
following me
when did you
already.
change it to Rob Rib? He had a
Yeah.
typo. I was like, what the
Wow, you're
hell?
good too, dude. You're nice with it.
He is.
I like it. Wow, yeah, definitely draw me something, man. I'll get it
Mhm.
tattooed on my body.
Yeah, he'll
Draw
he'll
me
draw
something.
you. That shit's
Yeah, draw me. I'll get
insane.
it tattooed. Ooh, wow, man, I like this stuff. You're nice with it.
Mhm. I was
I
shocked
appreciate
when he
that.
sent me the one that he did of me, Jay, and Musa. When I met Musa, I went to Musa's wife's funeral,
Right.
and so me, Jay, and Musa and his son took a picture. So he drew me, Jay, and Musa. It came out so nice. I haven't seen the one he did of Alex yet. Everybody keeps telling me I gotta go
I
look at
just
it.
scrolled past it.
Did you? Oh my God! Damn, Rob. Okay, hold up. Good
Looks
job,
just
Rob.
like him, right?
Yep, it really does. It's so lifelike. It's
The
insane.
proportions too, like the
Yep,
head size and everything.
yep.
The big head and
It's
the big head,
right.
the
Damn,
big
Rob.
old head. That boy got a big old head.
I know.
I'm just playing.
Yeah,
A
definitely
lot of
do
people I
that.
don't know as far as like the new catches and stuff.
Yeah, there's a lot there. I mean,
And this is the one
there's
he
just,
drew of you and Jay.
yep. Me, Jay, and
Damn,
Musa. Yeah, that one came out so good.
nice. Yeah, I definitely want to collab with Jay, man. I really
Yeah,
I like Jay. I think he's a good dude, man. I think he's a genuine
yeah.
person, and that's
He is
hard to find,
definitely a good dude.
especially on the internet. On the internet.
Yeah,
The-
I know. Me and FM was talking about that before too. FM's like, that's why I like Jay because he's a real one. You know what I mean? It's hard to find somebody that you can collab with and it be so smooth. Like when Jay and AZ collabed, like their collab was just it was so smooth. Like there was no,
Have,
complaints on who's gonna interview, who's gonna go like it was
have you
smooth.
what's the deal? What's the deal with AZ? Have you spoken to AZ, or he just
Yeah,
kind of disappeared with it?
I think he's gonna come back. I think because he's just been working a lot. He's a trucker.
You
You know
know
what I mean?
what? You
So,
know what? I would actually like to speak with AZ. It's been a while. He called me. Actually, the last time we talked, he called me.
yep.
And it's been a while. I actually want to talk to him. Is he on Instagram?
I don't know
Like,
if he still has an Instagram or not. He might.
send that boy my
I,
number. I know he'll text me. Just send
yep.
him my number. Cause I used to have everybody's number on my old phone, but I reset it because I let my daughter play with it. And
Right.
I don't want, you know what I mean, messing around on
Yep.
anything.
Yeah, I think
But I
because I
used to have
haven't spoken
everybody's
to him
number.
in a little
Tell
while,
him
but
to
Edward,
text me because I
yeah,
mean
Edward
we've
told me
had
he
our
was gonna
differences,
he
but
decided to come back. So
I've
I thought
never
that was
had
cool.
any with nobody on
Yeah.
YouTube. I've never. I
Thank you, Dead
mean,
Twist. I freaking love Dead Twist. He's like the best mod ever.
no games for weirdo. Yeah, man.
No
Because
games for
I
weirdos.
definitely I fuck with AZ. I like AZ as a
Hmm.
person. And believe it or not, me and AZ used to speak on the phone every single day. And whenever he went and started doing his own thing with no games for weirdos,
Yep.
me and him were actually consider we were actually for a while like talking between each other, like if we ever did do anything we would go do it together, like as far as the making a new channel name stuff. We actually, and then I took my break and he switched over to no
Right.
games for weirdos. So that's just how life went, but I definitely like Az as a person, man. I think
AZ be mad funny, y'all. Like I every time we talk about AZ, I'm like, yo, run my pocket, hold my pockets.
yeah, I like it. And that was honestly one of the best collabs that I did.
Yep.
Whenever I was collaborating with AZ, because
Right.
I'm able, and me and AZ used to talk on the phone every single day,
Right.
like good friends. I'm able to. Me and AZ got a lot that we relate with and
Yep.
things like that. So, and I used
Did
to
you?
sit with and talk to him for hours on the phone, like
Yes.
crazy.
Yeah, and he's very genuine. He really is. He's like, one of those friends that like you could call up and just have a conversation. If you haven't talked to him in months, it's like, oh, like,
That's
he's
why I
just
told
he's
you,
super cool.
shoot him my number. If
Yeah.
you text, shoot him my number,
Yep.
because in AZ, no matter what, AZ gonna fuck with me, man. And I fuck with AZ. I like AZ.
Yep. Yeah, no, he's a good shit for sure. I would
It
love to
was
see him back
always,
catching like ASAP
oh,
because he's
that's why I want to talk to him. That's why I want to talk to him. I want him to come back, man,
Yep.
because
I
it's
know
time.
everybody does.
It's time. It's time to
Yeah,
put our foot on these motherfuckers' necks.
right.
Excuse my language, but it is
Yep.
time. Okay, it is time.
Right.
All
I
right.
mean, that's what we've been saying too. Like I said to FM the other day, I was like, I said people don't know what it was like back then when you guys was all like, just starting, maybe like, a couple months and, had already been here a couple months or whatever. It was like nobody could tell y'all nothing. Like it was fucking insane. It was like
Oh,
the
nah,
best
PredatorCaught
ever,
just was
you know?
running everything back then. We was
Yeah,
running it back,
yeah,
to be honest with you. And
yeah.
I know it seemed like I was around for a while because I did a lot of catches, but I was only on YouTube for like 6 months, something like
Really? I
that.
thought it was like a year.
Maybe might have been a year, but it
Oh,
was
I'm
it
like,
was actually it had to have been less than a year though. It had to have been, but it was not a
it
long period of time in the grand scheme. Huh?
really seemed like I really thought it was like had been a whole year.
It
I
pretty
mean, it
much
did seem like
was. It pretty much was. It pretty much
hmm
was, but I was starting to slow down. You know what I'm saying? I was
right,
starting to posting like one, maybe two catches a month instead of every single week. I
right.
just wore myself out. My Miss AZ, he was the reason why I got into this community. Yeah, for sure.
I agree.
AZ,
He's
AZ's a good dude.
he is. He
AZ
is. I don't
definitely.
think I can honestly say that there is one person who has ever had anything negative to say about AZ. Like that man is. He's a
Nah, I
boss.
used to vent. I used to vent to AZ all the time. You know, I used to vent
Yep.
whenever if I would have an issue or something like that, I would vent to AZ.
Yep.
Me and him used to talk on the phone all the time. So, you know.
Yeah. It's like, when you first start talking to someone and they hold back a little because they're like not sure. You know what I mean? You don't. The thing is, you don't know who you can and can't tell what to. You know what I mean? So I
Oh
always tell
well,
people
exactly.
my thing that
Especially
I
after.
go by.
Go
Yeah.
ahead.
I say my thing that I go by is you can't tell like you can't trust everybody with everything. You can only trust some people with some things, you know?
Right, right.
And
Exactly.
it sucks, but it's a fact. And until you start talking to people and getting to know them and getting a better feel for their vibe, it's like, you don't, so that's why I reach out, to people
Yeah,
because
it
I'm
takes
like,
time. Exactly. I reach out to people too. I have
yep,
no. I think sometimes people have a pride complex where they're like,
yeah,
"Oh, I'm not gonna reach out to this person. I'm gonna let them reach out to me because I'm Mr.
yes, yeah,
Important." It don't matter
yep,
how important I am. You have to network. You have to message. You have to
yep,
speak with people,
right.
in order to make moves, right?
Yep. And
And
it's
one
all
thing
in a
that I
matter of
don't,
trust.
right, one thing that I hate, and I don't think anybody necessarily really does this, but I
Yep.
noticed like whenever I was doing catches before, sometimes it gets to be a popularity contest.
Yes.
You know,
Yep.
it's not what it's about.
Right.
It don't matter. But if you think about it, it's ironic. But those are the people that always win.
Mm-hmm.
The people that
Mm-hmm.
are like extra, like you can tell everybody with a brain can tell that they're fake and they're doing this, that, and the
Yes.
third.
Yep.
But those are the people that always win. It's not the humble people that win. And that's weird. It's
Which is
backwards. But
sad.
I think a lot of
It's
people would
sad.
agree on it. Right.
Like that shit to me is so sad because it's like it's the really good, genuine, humble people that should be, on top. Like those are the
I'm
ones that
just
people
saying.
should be recognized more. I feel like
Oh,
they don't get enough credit or I just it sucks, but you definitely notice those who are like, oh, I'm gonna get the bigger numbers, or I'm gonna be this and I'm gonna be that. It's like because you're concerned with the numbers. Like other humble ones are concerned about protecting the children, so they, you know what I mean?
exactly. Lately, especially lately, since I'm working on. It's not about numbers right now. It's about putting
Right,
the videos out and getting the channel back going. It's
right,
about getting back into the
yep,
algorithm. I look at the numbers maybe 30 minutes after I drop the video. After that, I don't look at them anymore. Because I don't want comparison is the killer of all joy,
right,
right? I don't want to compare my channel now to what it was 2 years ago. Whenever I was posting every single freaking once a week, I was going live every day. I don't want to compare it because I took 2 years off. Now I'm in the rebuilding phase.
right,
I'm in the rebuilding phase,
yep,
and I'm rebuilding under a whole new channel name. No
right,
cosign, no
yep.
cosign, no none of that. None of
Right,
that.
exactly. Yep. Yeah, exactly. Because it's like, I mean, now you have a little bit more to be proud of. You know what I mean? Like, nobody else did that for you. You did that for you. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Right. Even if it takes 2 times longer, I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
It don't matter. And I think really honestly, me taking that break, a little bit the name change, but me taking that break and coming back, I could have came back on a whole new channel, but I knew that there was
Right.
still my core supporters that would still be
Hmm.
there. You know, my
Yeah, I was gonna say
subscribers
you
didn't go
still.
down that much from taking that break. Honestly, a lot of people stuck around.
Yep.
And whenever I came back, my subscribers are going up every single day. Um,
Yeah.
but it's you know, I could have came back on a whole new channel, but I
Right.
hopped back on this channel knowing that hey, there's a big chance that this channel might be dead, but it you know we're getting it back rolling. It's a work in progress. We're
Right.
gonna get it back rolling.
Oh
You know,
yeah, yeah. I think it's growing really good too, and at a good pace. Because I've been watching it too. I'm like, damn, okay, Polo, get it. It's actually been
right,
doing
right,
really good. You know, but I think
right,
it helps. Like I said, it helps you to feel more confident, like because you are the one who's building this. You know what I mean? This is solely
exactly,
coming from you, from what I mean. Like you're putting your heart into it. So I think it's
exactly.
definitely makes a difference. You know.
And yeah, exactly. And I'm gonna be trying to drop at least one catch per week from here on
Yep.
out. And I'm gonna start going live on my channel. Like I said, I'm just taking it a little bit slow because, and
Right.
we're gonna talk once I get off of here. We're gonna message about figuring everything else out, like with
Yeah,
Facebook.
yeah, we definitely will
I
for
have
sure.
a Facebook page. I have a Facebook page that I
Yeah, because
made.
Dead Twist found it and posted it in here. He don't have Facebook, so he wasn't sure if that was yours or not. But I was like,
Is Predator Caught or Pred Caught? I don't know. We'll figure it out
yeah,
once we get off here.
yeah, Dead Twist. You
That
want to
was
post the link again, honey, so that way I have it right before we end the stream. And then when the chat comes back up, it'll be right
Yeah, I think
posted again.
it's either Predcott or PredatorCaught. It's the mugshot. The profile picture is a mugshot of the guy that got arrested for having CP on his phone.
Oh hell yeah,
But
that's
even if we
awesome.
gotta restart a whole new one, because
Predcott.
I
Thank you,
can't,
Dead Twist.
yeah, Predcott is probably it. We will get you all hooked up, Polo. I'm absolutely happy to help. Absolutely. Hey,
Thank
all
you,
the
Don.
help.
Yep.
All the help that you guys want to help me out, I would appreciate it because,
Yeah, Don
this
Diva is
is the
definitely
real
good
help
help.
that it takes. This is
Right.
the footwork. The
Yep.
footwork. We got to get the footwork in. Um,
Yep. It's like as a
it,
community to be able to help you, grow and
right.
build, you know what I mean? So you
Exactly.
can continue on. I think it's important,
Right.
Uh,
Exactly. And it
so
won't take
it is
long,
good.
and I'll be right back up where I was. It's just gonna take
Yeah.
consistency, putting things out, getting the other avenues of getting the exposure and stuff like that, and we'll get it
Yep.
figured out. We
Hell yeah.
will. For sure. I'm not
We will
mad.
for
I'm not
sure.
mad at it right now so far. I'm
Right.
doing well.
I mean, you
Um,
can't be mad at that. Like to me, I mean, it's growing, really well to me.
I might not have 100K on a video like I used to because
Dead
I
twist.
took
This
two
is the
years away.
montage part from Rocky.
This is-
Yep.
but I took 2 years away. I'm back
Yeah.
now, and
Yep.
I'm dedicated with it. And yeah, if you guys, however you guys want to help, we'll make like a group on Instagram or whatever.
Mhm.
Do I follow you on Instagram?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
I know we
We'll
messaged
make
on there originally before I got your cell
we'll
phone
make
number,
like
I
a
think.
group chat on Instagram. Let's make a
Yeah.
group chat on Instagram when we get
Yeah,
off
I could
here.
do that. As soon as we get off, I'll set up a group chat and I'll put Don Diva in there and
All
Jenny
right.
T and Fit. Um, that way we'll have like a group of people that we know, can
All right.
help and
Cool. I
will help,
appreciate that
you know?
because that's the biggest thing about this predator catching for me.
Right.
Besides actually catching the predators, it's the
Yep.
community support system.
Oh,
Real.
absolutely.
Like
Absolutely. I think the community is a huge piece of, catching preds, you know?
exactly, exactly. Well, hey, listen, I enjoyed having this talk. We talked for about 2 hours.
Like 2 hours. Yeah. Hell yeah. It was
I
dope.
gotta go. I gotta go check on that something at my other property. But let's
Yep.
message me. We'll message back and forth once we get off here.
Yeah,
And I
I'll text
appreciate
you and then
everybody.
I'll set up the group while you're doing whatever you got to do. So just know if you get an invite, it's from the group Instagram I'm setting up for us.
Absolutely, yeah, for sure. I appreciate the hell out of y'all, And I love all my supporters. Thank you guys. And make sure y'all
Well,
follow
yeah,
me. If y'all ain't following me, or subscribe on YouTube at PredatorCaught and follow me on Instagram at PredatorCaught Official to get immediate updates on all predators that are caught. All right. I love you
absolutely.
guys. And
We love you too,
we'll talk
Polo.
to
Thank
y'all
you so
later.
much for coming.
Absolutely. Y'all right.
Bye,
No
honey.
problem. Bye.
Thanks you guys so much for being supportive, and Dead Swifts for always being on point and dropping links. I appreciate you. So I will set up that Instagram, Don Diva and Jenny T. Um, so that way he can do it. I'm just gonna make a list of names of people that I know will help him, are willing to help him, and I'll check with a couple more people, but people that I know for sure will, actually put in the footwork to help get him going. You know what I mean? But I appreciate you guys so much, and I will see you next week. Variety will be here. But thank you for the positivity and the support and the love. I love you guys. Have a good day.